Live everywhere. And we're working. I like it. I like it a lot. There we go. All right, we're live. Good morning. It is Sunday. I hope you can hear me. I've got a lapel mic on. Give my arms a rest. Very exciting. My name is Sean Shapiro. This is Ask a Traffic Cop. That show on the internet that answers your traffic and police questions. And of course, I am on location at the Ford Driving Skills for Life event. It's a training course. It's amazing, is what it is. And it's being offered this weekend in Toronto, and then it won't be, because next weekend they're going to be in Edmonton, Alberta. If you are watching and you'd like to ask questions, we would love to hear from you, because I answer traffic and police questions every day, Monday to Friday. And this week, it's like 7 days a week, because I was here yesterday, I'm here today, and I want to make sure I get this out soon, like right at the top of the deal, in that I am trying to get as many people in here as possible. There are people that last minute canceled. They didn't show up, which means if you're willing to do the standby thing, come here for 1 o'clock p.m., 650 Dixon Road. Come here for the afternoon session. Be early, and you might be able to squeeze in, and that's awesome. Now, it's a risk. You may not be able to squeeze in if everyone decides to actually show up for the first time this weekend, but we've been able to squeeze people into every session, because we've been calling people on the standby list. We've been emailing and broadcasting, and it's worked. People have shown up, and it's awesome, because it makes me happy when people come and take advantage of great free training that isn't free. It's free to you, but Ford Foundation funds this program. They spend a lot of money to make it happen, and you know what? You can take advantage of that. All right. Big Jeff Fresh, did I acknowledge you already? Good morning to you, sir. He's been here all weekend. If you're watching on TikTok, good morning. I'm just looking over to my TikTok screen. I don't want to make it so I don't have to stare away. All right, we'll do it like this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Magic, it's working. Hold on. I know how to do this. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Look at that. Oh, my phone is in camera. My phone is in frame. But now I can be far enough away that you can see me and I can see you. Good morning. Hey, it's my wife. I hope you're feeling good this wonderful Sunday morning. The weather is fantastic. It's not that hot yet. You can tell I'm a little bit rosy from being out in the sun all day yesterday. Let's see here. We'll make a little adjustment with the camera. But if you've got traffic and police questions, I'm hanging out. I'm answering questions. I'm talking about stuff and things. Just happened to be outside today. Let me know if the audio is good. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Let me know if the audio is good, or if I need to break out the handheld microphone, which we'll probably use when we talk to people in a little while. Neha did make it. She got it here. I woke her up this morning. I called her and she was sleeping, obviously, and I woke her up. But she just arrived and she didn't miss anything, so that's awesome. See, we're trying to take care of people, trying to get everybody into the training, and I'm very excited to say that we've done that a number of times throughout the weekend. There've been 3 sessions completed. This is 2 sessions completed. This is session 3 in progress right now. Is good. Let's see here. Audio works enough. Works enough is not good. Hey, Sean, what license? Let's see. Is it better with this microphone? Because I can switch things around. If this is better, I'll do this. Let's hear what it sounds like. I can switch things around. If this is better, I'll do this. All right, maybe I'll just run both microphones. And then if I'm talking to somebody, I will hand them this one. You'll still be able to hear me. Not like yesterday when I was just yelling in the background. We have folks behind me that are going through the simulated impaired driving scenario, which is awesome. You may have caught the video I posted yesterday. I have a good sergeant going through and trying the fatal vision goggles, which are amazing, and it was very funny. And he knew I was going to post it, so he got involved. He got involved knowing that he might be TikTok famous at the end of it. About 40,000 people saw the video, so yeah, he's fairly famous now, whether he planned to or not. Okay, so the question was coming in. It was what license? So let's put this on screen, because if you're on any platform other than TikTok, I can actually put your questions on screen. And that is, what license do you need for Ford driving skills? You can come here with a G1, a G2, or a G. We prefer new drivers take advantage, but I'd rather have any driver here than no driver in a seat, because there's 81 spots and there's still empty seats here today. We could have taken more people on standby. Plane coming. Let's see here. That's louder than I remember yesterday. Maybe it doesn't have. Maybe it has illegal exhausts on that airplane. All right. Hello, officer. How often do you guys give window tint tickets out? I just got mine done, and he went darker than expected, 20%. We do issue quite a number of tint tickets. It's not the primary focus of what we do. We're out there looking to change driver behavior that lead, the kind of things like speeding, distracted driving, aggressive driving, impaired driving, the stuff that leads to serious injury and death. That's our primary focus. But if we deal with something that we can't see at all, it's so dark that it's an obvious issue, where you should expect a ticket. If they put in darker than expected, get them to correct it. If you ordered something, they should be giving you what you ordered, and nothing more, nothing less. How much? Maverick wants to know. The course is free. It was sold out. There were 324 spots. It was sold out really, really quick. And then we had 1,000 people on the wait list. But what happened is when people just don't show up, the cancellation system doesn't work. It doesn't notify the next person. So that's why there's an opportunity for you to attend and be on a standby list. And we've been doing this thing where we say, come by or be close and we'll call you. You know what? Just come. 1 o'clock. If you come to 650 Dixon Road at 1 o'clock, we'll do everything we can to squeeze as many people into empty spots. And they may even be able to take a few extra if so many people show up that we need to do that. Good morning, Emma. How are you? We've got who's in here? Okay. Kiddos are watching Mr. Beast. Okay. We were watching I want to see the rest of that video. We were watching Mr. Beast yesterday, doing this $1 to like a $1 million vacation thing. I don't know what the top dollar was. It was bedtime, so we didn't see the last part, so I have to watch that later. We got here. Glamour says, what's the location? It is 650 Dixon Road. We're near the airport. It is the Toronto Congress Center. Registration's in the main building, and then they bring you out. I will be taking everyone for a tour. I mean, I did this yesterday. I went to every station to let people know what is up and give you a sample of what's going on. We'll do that again shortly, all while answering traffic and police questions, because that's what I do. That's my thing. I see Neha is actually behind the wheel. Should we flip the camera so you can see this too? Hang on. Because you know what? Switching camera, front camera, back camera. Here we go. I gotta authorize that camera. There we go. As I bounce around, my fingers in the shot. So there's Neha is driving the black car and is about to put on goggles. I don't know if you can see that through the tiny, tiny picture. But these goggles simulate impairment. Now, obviously, she still has the ability to think in a sober fashion, I hope. But I did wake her up after all. But she is having her vision impaired, similar to that of having some alcohol in her system, which means she's going to have some issues doing this cone pattern. We're watching her go through the pattern. Yeah. Oh, cone 1 is down. Well, technically she went over the line. There's 2. I think we're going to hit 2. Yeah, there's 2. We have 3. So I think she's hitting every possible cone. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Yes. What is the simulation? How much alcohol simulated with these goggles?
They're simulating between 120 and 150 milligrams.
120 to 150. Okay. So it's over the legal limit is what they're simulating. We have other ones that simulate 170, and that's what people were doing in the walking test. Now, at this point, or very shortly, she's going to take those goggles off. And that's now. But this isn't a course that you're going to do high speed, because it's dangerous. It's a super slow course. We have this one in particular. You hear the screeching tires. They're going faster. They're doing different stuff. They're doing hazard recognition and braking stuff. That's what the squealing tires in the background is. But this one we go real slow because they're wearing goggles. They can't see properly. Fast would be bad. Glamour says, I'm a full G. I've never, ever had one drink and drove. Well, that's awesome. This impaired in driving thing, I don't know how many years if it'll ever get to the point where we truly eradicate it, because people make bad decisions when they're impaired. They're impaired. But we see far too much death and destruction as a result of it, and so many other things that are totally preventable. We're a Vision Zero city. We acknowledge that minor collisions are going to happen, but the ones that lead to serious injury and death are totally preventable. And I swear this plane is directly on top of my head. Yeah, I'm in the path. They were like 500 feet to over yesterday. Today they've moved the path, and it's like just to be on top of me. Now, way off in the background, you'll see behind the police car on your left. It's what is it? It is the distracted driving booth, and that one has drivers actually being distracted by people in the car, being asked to change the station or the air conditioning, or texting mom, friends, whatever. That's what's happening there. And way to where you see, maybe you see a porta potty in the distance. If you got a magnifying glass, I don't have a zoom lens, I apologize. That is the Mustang track. It's actually one where they have casters under the rear wheels to reduce the amount of traction they have, which allows them to lose traction easily. And it's all about how to drive under low traction situations like ice and snow and things like that. Maverick says, just want to say you're such a cool guy, Sean. Well, thank you very much. I'm just a guy here on social media trying to make a difference, and I appreciate the message. Oh yes, so everyone's rooting for Neha, and Emma supporting. There we go. Okay. She had a night shift last night, so go easy on her. Very cool. Everyone knows what's going on because Neha is one of our regular viewers. She's on the live stream all the time. We first met her at Humber College when we were doing a presentation there, and she's been with us ever since. Alex wants to know, do you guys issue fix-it tickets? My muffler fell off my Civic, and I'm yet to fix it. No, we issue tickets, and then what happens is if you go to court and say you fixed it, they can choose to withdraw or reduce, but we don't do fix-it tickets. We issue tickets. Sometimes you'll get a warning, but that requires no action. A fix-it ticket in jurisdictions that issue those are tickets that require action, where if you don't fix it, you'll be issued a proper ticket or it'll proceed. But yeah, we don't have that kind of time. We issue or we don't issue. All right. Is Chase there too? Not yet. I don't know when he's coming. He's got an event that he's delivering. His family has a catering business, so he's going to be doing some deliveries, I think, and then he's going to come by and say hello. Michelle says, teens should be mandated to do this. You know what? I'd love to see mandatory education, but it costs money. Private education is definitely worth the investment, not only because it provides you with good education for safety and safe driving, but that's an investment. Now, yes, you get a discount for those approved courses, and there's incentive because you get a discount for insurance. You get a reduction in the amount of time you have to wait until you can take your G2. Are you done? What'd you think? Everyone's talking about you online. Emma's talking about you. My wife is talking about you. So you want to go on camera and talk about your experience? Here's a microphone. Okay. And you're in. Let me adjust it so you're a little more in there. So what'd you think?
I just think the cycle, like the bike thing and the drunk driving, and oh my god, the drunk driving is terrifying.
Yeah, so is that what you expected it to feel like, or is that something entirely different?
It's different. I did not know that you could not even see properly. Like your vision is altered that much, and it's just a vision that the car showed. It's not even the entire thing that your body is going through at that time when your blood alcohol is above. I don't know.
150 about at one point. Yeah. So that I watched you mash every cone. You drove over all sorts of those poor little orange guys.
I did not feel it.
It's okay. You're supposed to fail. The whole idea of this is to put you in a situation where you can safely fail, so you understand what the outcome could be. But I'm so glad you made it here and that you got to do this one. I look forward to seeing what your thoughts are as you go through all the other stuff. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll catch you in a little bit. Okay, who do I call to get them to change their flight path so it's not as annoying for me? Okay. What do we have here? Can a G1 drive with passengers? Yes, but the passengers have to be in the back seat, and the approved driver, the approved supervising G-class driver with 4 years experience has to be the only person in the front seat with you. So if you had a two-door vehicle with only seats in the front, no one could sit in the middle. Not that most two-doors have, but let's say a pickup truck that could potentially have a third person in the middle. They can't be there when you're a G1, but you can take passengers. Is it a good idea to have distractions? Maybe not. Yes, Emma says, I love that live regulars made it out. It is so awesome that we have a community of people that come out and take advantage of these opportunities when they're available. I love it. I love it. I love it a lot. Okay. What do we got here? Scrolling through. Boom. Hi from Ottawa. Hey, hello from Toronto. Every teen and new driver needs it, and that is why Ford does what they do by creating. They basically have a charitable arm, the Ford Foundation, and they fund this. There's no cost to you. A lot of people wrote to me and said, "What is the cost of this? Like, what is the cost to me? What's the catch?" And frankly, there is none. There's no catch, and there's no cost. There's no sales pitch. They're not selling cars. Let me put the front camera back on. Boom, boom, boom. That's the wrong button. Here we go. Yeah, there is no catch. There is no situation where they're going to come and try and charge you money for this. This is because they want the roads to be safer. I mean, listen, do they have a vested interest? If the roads aren't safe and people stop driving cars, I guess they're out of business. But that's not the motivation here. It's about safety. Wrong way. I want to go there. Cool. Now I got to change the angle here so I can read. M says, I want to come meet you. That's a bit of a distance if you're coming from Ottawa. But you can absolutely come to one of our events. Actually, next weekend I'm going to be at Fan Expo. I partner with MAD, and a friend from the OPP has written a comic. They printed the comic with the support of MAD, and I am turning that into an animated sort of quasi video. You'll see when if you make it there, and of course we'll publish it online. But it's all about impaired driving with the main character called Goose that flies. I won't ruin the rest of the story. It's a very short story, but we're prepared or just in the final stages of doing that. It'll be published on and released at the event. But if you get to Fan Expo, you'll see me there too. Was it good?
Great.
Everything was great. Awesome.
Good. Experience.
We got happy customers walking from tent 1 to tent 2. It's a round robin thing, so everyone starts in one and ends up in a different one. Michelle says, really, do I Google this opportunity? If you're talking about the opportunity for right here today, if you're in Toronto, come here, 650 Dixon Road at the Toronto Congress Center for 1 p.m. We'll try and get you into on standby. And we promoted this well in advance. It sold out like crazy, but life happens and people didn't make it. Many people didn't make it to each session, which left 20 or 30 spots in some of the sessions open. Wasted. So we called people. I got on the phone. I was calling people that had emailed me. If I had a telephone number, if I had an email address, I was sending it. And we got a bunch of people in to fill those spots, so they didn't go to waste. But inevitably, there will be more people who don't make it to the next session. So if you want to be in here, taking advantage of this free opportunity, get here. You got time. What time is it now? Oh, it's just after 9. Even if you had to drive 2 hours, you can make it here. You get here by 1. I mean, obviously, it's more than 2 hours to Ottawa. How long is it to Ottawa? I was there last year. I went to Ottawa with TURF, and this is presented in cooperation with TURF, the Traffic Injury Research Foundation, that we're involved with on a regular basis because they do great stuff. Hey, if you're watching and you don't know who I am, my name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a police officer with the Toronto Police Service, and I talk about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff every single day. This week and next week, it really is every single day because I'm not even taking the weekends off. I'm working straight through. But we are answering traffic and police questions. We're talking about this program, and if you are watching on TikTok, please double click, triple click, click until your fingers go numb. All of the hearts that go on the screen help promote this live event so more people can find out about it. It helps say that we're doing something worthwhile here. So smash that like, forward, subscribe if you don't already subscribe. I see 62 people have already forwarded this live. It's awesome. I appreciate it. I hope I don't mess anything up. I'm going to go check my email because somebody said they sent a message. I don't think I'll mess anything up, but we'll find out in a second. Boom, boom, boom. Just checking email. I got so much. I'm killing my data today. I'll check back in a sec. I don't want to mess with the stream. Okay. Ting says, bro, get back to work. I I got news for you. I am at work. Okay. What do we got here? Carry card, no picture. Yes, if someone's talking about driver's license and whether or not you can carry a photo of it, no, you have to have the actual card in Ontario. Other places may have different. Let's see here. Friend I got pulled over. He didn't have valid insurance, but had the insurance, but had a valid. What is this? Kyle says, friend got pulled over. He didn't have valid insurance, but had the insurance. Do you mean you had the car? Oh, but had a valid slip. So there was no insurance, but let's call it that. Yeah, that's no insurance. So if you provide a slip, we have up to 3 years to lay a charge. So if we found out that you provide falsely a valid looking card that had no insurance policy behind it, we're going to come after you. We're going to charge you 3 years to lay that charge. And that is a great day when we charge someone for that. No one should be on the road like that. How did the officers not say anything? Because so this is the follow-up to Kyle's, like, how did he get away with it? No insurance, because not every officer checks the validity of everything. So I need to do a number of things. I'm going to put this second mic on. I'm wearing a lav mic. Why do I gotta have my hands free now? If the audio has just gotten worse, let me know, but my arm needs a break. So the deal is that, I want to check my audio. Checking. Hey, it's still working. Okay. So yeah, if an officer pulls you over and doesn't actually check the insurance policy status with the MTO, or doesn't check with the insurance company, they may believe that card is valid. But again, they have the opportunity to check later and still lay the charge. Okay. It says here, when you have a chance, check your messages. Scott, I won't be able to check until after the live. I didn't see any email, but if you're talking about DMs, I can't get into them right now. Okay. So it was JW who wanted to know about carrying the original license versus a digital pic, and it is the original license only that is accepted. Oh, and yeah, okay. So he says, it's the whole concept of getting back to work. Yeah, I am working. Message in Tuck. Got it. Okay, yes, Michael is saying that I am a media relations officer. So media is my thing, but I'm a media relations officer at Traffic Services. So I'm more than just a guy who says, good morning and there's a collision today. I'm actually a traffic safety educator. I talk about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff. And we do a show Monday to Friday from 10 to 11 called Ask a Traffic Op. This is just a special weekend edition. I've been streaming from this event all weekend. So if you like this kind of stuff, if you want to know more about traffic law in the province of Ontario or traffic safety that applies anywhere, you should be following us. You could be, checking out our content. And we have not only the live stream, but I take the live stream afterwards and publish it on social media as a podcast. So it's available in the archives on YouTube. It's available wherever podcasts are available. Like we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google, we're on iHeartRadio, we're on all the big ones, if not all of them. Greg says, my biggest problem is people on their phone. It drives me crazy. 100%. I agree with you. It is a bit of an addiction. They seem to not be able to put it down, and it's not okay. But you know what? We give tickets to those people. It's $615. It comes with a 3-day suspension on conviction, as well as 3 demerit points on your first conviction, and that goes up because I think it's 7 points the second time. Another plane coming, or it's a volcano. One of the two. It's loud. We have it's one of those things that people seem to not be able to control themselves. Big Jeff Fresh says FAA is who you need to call to get that flight path changed. Yeah, I mean, who are they not to? Oh, here's another plane. I guess people are coming back from vacation Sunday. What do we got here? Graham says, great job. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. If you're watching, you can ask questions on TikTok. I'm trying to maintain a sense of what's going on in the chat, because I've got that right here on this phone. But if you're on, Facebook, where are we here? I'll show you where we are, although it's no longer accurate. Let's see your graphics. I'm going to change the overlay for a second. There we go. We are currently broadcasting on YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, Kick, and Twitter. But if you're on Twitter, you can't ask us questions because I can't see you. But if you go to trafficcop.ca or just go to our YouTube page, you can jump onto today's live stream and ask questions there. If you are on Instagram, well, you don't know we're here because we're not broadcasting there. I don't have enough phones. All right. What is this? What do we got here? Glamour says, thank heavens my car has hands-free. You know what? Hands-free, being in a conversation, being focused in a conversation is still a distraction. It's not as bad as holding the phone. It's not as bad. But like changing the stereo is a distraction. But yes, Bluetooth is the way to go if you have to be on the phone. What is this? Scott says, I started to drive when cell phone came out and you had to use letters associated to the number. Oh my goodness, yeah. If you're talking about the what was that called? It was a Tech 9 or something. I forgot what the type of keyboard that was, but yeah, that typing a text on that was a skill. You could do it without looking at it though. You could touch T9. Thank you very much, Emma. Not that you're old enough to know what that. Yeah, you never had to experience that, right? Let's see here. Glamour says, I work in palliative. I'm always on the road, need hands-free. Got it. Greg says, also, drivers who have no idea how to merge on the 400 series highways, can you give a lesson? Merging is more an issue about courtesy than anything else. We have a new group of folks making their way behind the driver's seat of vehicles to test out their skills and abilities on the track. Okay. Do we want to see how they do? Do I turn the camera on them? I'll still be chatting with you, but we'll turn the camera and see how they do. Okay, here we go. Wow. Oh, bouncing everything around here. Okay. I just saw an update from Toronto Police that there is a collision update at Bay Street and Bloor Street. So something happened there. Oh, even better. Okay, watch this. We'll watch the track in a second. But let's see how. So this gentleman is walking the line. He's about to put the Fatal Vision goggles on. Let's see how he does. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at what is going on here. Oh, a whole bunch of questions came on. Okay. What's the speed limit for motorcycles? The speed limit for motorcycles is the same for automobiles. They're all the same thing. Let's see here. Will I get a ticket if I forget to bring my driver's license? Yes, you can get a charge of $110 for failing to surrender your driver's license upon demand of a police officer. You have to give it to them for you. Oh, by the way, just to give a commentary of what's going on here, they're supposed to walk the line. He can't even see the line. And there's Lauren coming to make sure that nobody falls down. He's protecting the left side. All right, so yeah, motorcycles are the posted limit, and licenses are $110 fine if you are unable to surrender it as required by law. It's $110 if you don't surrender your ownership on demand, and you get a $65 charge for not providing insurance proof. And that's not driving with no insurance. That's failing to provide proof of insurance. Not having insurance on your vehicle is actually going to be it's a $5,000 to $25,000 fine. Those are the minimum and maximum range. They also come with up to 6 months in jail. That's a whole different ball of wax. Okay. Scrolling down. Is Waze, what is it? Is Waze and Android Auto legal? Yes, it is. You can't go modifying things. You can't mess with the screen while you're driving, but you can certainly use that. Set it and forget it. GPS is permitted. Android Auto is permitted, but acknowledging these things, they are still distractions. Is there any ticket that can be given out for someone that doesn't slow down and almost hits a garbage collector? Well, certainly careless driving, or depending on what the observations are of an officer, almost hitting is not hitting, but that dangerous or careless driving is still an offense. It's not the same as the slow down, move over rule, but you got to be safe out there on the road. So there's charges for everything. Michael says may not play with the screen while driving. So if it's attached to your phone, if you're using your Android phone for Waze, no, you can't interact with the screen. If it's on Android Auto or CarPlay, you can interact with the screen, but it's not a good idea, and you could be charged with careless driving if that's negatively impacting your ability to drive. Okay. So he's navigating here, staring at his feet, and he is sober apparently. But he's going to try with the goggles now going the other way. Let's see what happens. We need a law for tractor trailers to stay in the first lane and stop using second or even third. I don't know if we need that. If everyone's doing the speed limit, there's no reason to go faster. There's absolutely no reason to speed because it's illegal. So if everyone was doing the speed limit, even if they're a tractor trailer, who cares? You're not supposed to go faster than them. Just be patient. AJ Barr said that. AZ says, can I drive on the highway with my G2? Yeah, you can drive anywhere with your G2. You can drive at any time with your G2. There are restrictions between midnight and 5 a.m. when it comes to passengers, the number that you can have under the age of 20. And that changes after 6 months of having your G2. And again, it changes after a year. Kevin G says, are the cops all corrupted there too? Well, I don't know where you are, and I imagine that you're somewhere that you're alleging that police are corrupt. Well, there's bad people who wear uniforms anywhere, but the truth is that the vast, like 99.99% of police officers, just like lawyers, doctors, and priests, are good. But there's always going to, occasionally be someone who's bad, and then we catch those people and we hold them accountable, and they aren't cops anymore. Okay, what we got? Scrolling back. If you're watching and you're like, what's going on here? What we have is we're at the Simulated Impaired Driving booth at the Ford Driving Skills for Life program here at 650 Dixon Road. And you're hearing the voice of Sean Shapiro, the TikTok traffic cop. I am here doing the Ask a Traffic Cop segment which is what I do every day. Every day, or at least on weekdays, I answer your traffic and police questions. But what you're seeing are people testing out simulated impaired walking at the moment. They're learning what it feels like to drive or walk with the vision of an impaired person. These goggles simulate a 1.7 or a 170 blood alcohol content. Now, to the car that you see on the left, people are then driving the car slowly on a closed circuit, and they're getting an idea of what it feels like to drive with 1.5 BAC. What do you think? Was good? You hit 3 cones? That's not bad. So here, I'll give you the microphone. We're broadcasting right now on TikTok. If you're okay being on. Wait, if you go on that side, the camera's pointed that way. Okay. Here, I'll give you the microphone. So, yeah, tell me what did you experience?
So firstly, just everything is like loopy. Everything's I don't know. It's like you're dizzy, but you're not. And yeah, you don't necessarily see the cones until after you hit them. And I don't know, just everything just weird.
And you've had a relatively good night's sleep. It's only your vision that was affected, but you still had all that negative. So drinking and driving obviously not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out and doing that. It is interesting to hear feedback from people who have just taken this segment, and this is only one of many sessions. There's obviously some skid stuff, but they're just talking about the impairment just wearing goggles. Okay. If you're watching and you are new, please follow us, subscribe wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever platform you're watching us on. We'd love to have you, be one of us. Gomez says, are Toronto police thugs? Are you asking or are you alleging? No, the police are not thugs. Let's see here. Your artsy girl, Heather. What is this? I got to scroll back on another comment. Oh, your RT girl, Heather. Didn't they used to have a thing called a producer? I normally have a producer when it comes to in the studio, if that's what you're talking about. I usually have help. But I am here standing in a parking lot all by my lonesome with 2 telephones, trying to make it all work. They should have some common sense and stay in the first lane. They can't. All right, so AJ Barr says that trucks should have some common sense and stay in the first lane, which I think you're talking about the right lane, because they can't go over 100. But AJ, the speed limit's 100, so no one should be going over 100. So why would anyone need to go faster? Because to go faster is to break the law. So no, I appreciate you want to go faster, but there's no right or reason to do it. What's the question here? Snowy Dad. What was the question? Till what time is this session? This session runs till about noon. If you want to try and get into the next session, hang on 1 second until plane go away. Fly, plane. Yeah, if you want to try and get into the next session, then you should come here, 650 Dixon Road in Toronto at the Toronto Congress Center, and just stand by. There's no guarantees, but there's a very good chance that we can make you or get you in as a participant in the next session, which will start around 1:30. But be here by 1 to try and snag one of those spots. You don't even have to email me. My wife says email, but don't even. The registration will start at 1. We'll know very quickly if there's space, and we will get you in. First come, first serve. So by 1 at the latest to be here, and we'll get you in to any empty space. What is this? I have it on my. What is Mitch talking about? Okay, I don't know what we're talking about, but I have it on my car. Oh, I have it on mine. Can I drive their car? What, Mitch? What are we talking about? Well, a whole bunch of messages came in. Cool. I love it. Questions are good. Love questions. What's causing the traffic jam every day on the 401? Tractor trailers? No. If you're saying tractor, if the allegation is that people doing the speed limit is causing a traffic jam, that's just false. What's causing a traffic jam is volume, not speed. No one's allowed to go faster. Going slower. In fact, I would say that the caterpillar effect about people choosing to speed, slowing down, speeding up, that's what causes more of an issue. People, doing all sorts of silliness on the road. But then there's just volume, backups at the getting on the highway, off the highway. That's a bigger issue. Question Jay, funny how cops in my city drive around with their cell phone in their ear. Yeah, because they're legally permitted to, as Emma says. It's not that we want to. In fact, we tell our officers, unless it's absolutely necessary to pull over, we should be pulling over. But they're legally permitted to. Do you know who Nathan Parker is? I don't. Hello, what am I? Sheesh? I don't get it. My wife said something that I don't get it. I don't get it. Can I produce a photocopy of the ownership instead of the original? Yeah, registration for the vehicle, for your plate, the ownership document. You can have a photocopy. It has to be both sides, a true copy, but yes. On the QEW, cops are pretty cool with you doing 130, not going to lie. It's not about being cool with it. I would hammer you for 130. I would work to take your license away if I could. 130 is totally unacceptable. But the deal is that they're looking, there's few of them, and they're looking for the fastest people. If you're not the fastest person, they might be looking for the faster person. Or maybe you've just been lucky. But there's nobody cool with it. It's just a matter of not having enough manpower, person power, to stop everybody. We would if we could, I guarantee it. What is this? My cousin said I won't get stopped by cops if I'm only going 10 kilometers above the speed limit. Is that true? It's not that you won't, it's that your odds, you're unlikely to be stopped. Let me switch camera back here. Here we go. Back to me. I'll spin around. Hey, we can still watch people tripping up on themselves. So the deal is that that 10 over, it's a low margin, right? It's one of those things that, like the person who asked about 20 kilometers over, 10 kilometers is even less, and 30 kilometers is something that I would pull you over for, but 10 kilometers I probably wouldn't waste my time. Not that it's legal or permitted, it's just that it's not the highest priority. We're looking for people who are going faster. But you could be charged for 1 over. It's not legal, you're breaking the law. Oh, Heather's not in Canada, is that what we're saying here? Or no, what are we, I'm jumping into the comments that in conversations I've not been following. Okay, Scott says, I wish that if you see people driving stupid, could report and get them a ticket. So you can in many times, or many cases, if we have enough information provided through the through video, then we could. Calling up and saying, hey, ABC 123 was going fast. No, we can't issue a ticket on that. Someone just munched a bunch of cones. But we if we had video of dangerous driving and we could identify the driver, we could lay a charge. Mitch agrees with tractor trailers using the third lane in 110 kilometer zones. Yeah, listen, it makes sense that slower drivers, and they can be charged for being slower in the left lane, but that's not the point. No one should be going faster. I will focus my efforts on ticketing a fast driver over a slow driver, as long as they're not impeding traffic. Slow driver impeding traffic in the left lane is dangerous, but I'm still going to focus on the people who are breaking the law, trying to pass them, breaking the law, trying to go faster, because they're breaking the law. All right. A producer is where you have so many hours to produce your... Oh, is that what you're talking about? I got you. Okay. So your artsy girl says, a producer is where you have so many hours to produce your license within certain... We don't do that here. You get a ticket for not producing it the moment you were asked for it. You are required by law, upon demand, to surrender it. And if you don't, it's a ticket, period. Maybe 30 years ago we did that kind of stuff, but we are just way too big a city, way too busy, and it's your responsibility to have it. We have the technology to know if you're licensed. It's not about whether you're licensed. We know that. It's that you didn't surrender it upon demand. You broke the law, you get a ticket. Then you can go to court and you can argue with the court as to whether or not you think you should get that ticket. It's a tough call. You know, it's $110 for getting it, but there's no excuse for it. Okay. Every city has an... I don't know what that is.
3. I'll take more just in case. 1,
We had
2, 3. All right. You want more? That's good?
We're taking pictures. How's it going?
Big fan.
Awesome.
Big fan.
You're on TikTok, by the way. We're broadcasting live right now.
Yes, me too. I know this from TikTok, actually.
You found out about it from there?
Yes.
Awesome. We're streaming right now on TikTok. That's TikTok live.
Yeah, I watched it.
Awesome.
You don't have Instagram or anything?
We have Instagram too.
Okay, I'm gonna
If you go to trafficcop.ca, you can actually go and get all of our profiles. Because it's Traffic Services Toronto on Instagram, it's Traffic Services on TikTok, it's Traffic Services on Twitter. We're on all the platforms. I'm voiceover cop on all of them as well. You get trafficcop.ca and links to everything there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I please get a photo?
Sure.
I didn't know she had 2, so I just told her.
We're pausing from the live to take photos. Of course. Absolutely, you can. Everybody's getting photos.
Call you the star now, so. Thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem. My pleasure. I'll never get used to taking photos with people. It's yeah. Usually it's only my kids who want photos with me. Okay. Reading and catching up on questions here. 30, 56, 57 new questions or comments. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure what that comes. Tracy, good morning to you. Sanu says the alcohol test I wouldn't be able to do even if I'm sober. I'm not sure what you mean by there. There's no alcohol being consumed here. It's goggles that give the effects of alcohol by way of vision. There's no alcohol being consumed. We talked about this already. M-Shop. Okay, what about the 110 kilometer zone in Essex country? What about it? I don't know what we're talking about. What is the flow of traffic? Okay, what if the flow of traffic is going 150? Will I be pulled over for going 100? No, but we're going to go charge every one of the 150s for stunt driving if we can. That's golden. We take all their cars for 14 days and suspend all their licenses for 30. Those people shouldn't be driving. And you don't have to go 50 over to trigger that ticket. You get that ticket for doing 150 anywhere. Laws for people are so confused about stunt driving. You know, we talked about the jackrabbit start where you pull left in front of oncoming traffic before they have an opportunity to respond to the light. It's a great video of that from my dash camera of my vehicle. And folks are just yelling, it's not 40 over. You can't give me a ticket for stunt driving. Like 15 plus reasons to give a stunt driving charge. There's so many opportunities for stunt driving because people do really stupid things behind the wheel. I won't say they're stupid, but they're doing really stupid things. And if someone who's not stupid is doing stupid things, what does that mean? I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, and by the now I understand the comment that my wife is a producer, but we're not. Are you bringing questions? I'm ignoring. Oh, I see the chat. Let me go here. Maybe. No, we're not producing. My wife can relax today. It's Sunday. But Miri, my wife often steps in and acts as a producer, helping me out, and I really appreciate her. So yes, you are a part-time producer, the ultimate producer. Okay, what do we have here? What is the legal limit for alcohol in your blood as a G driver? Question coming in from, is it Kick? I think you're on Kick. So the deal is that before it's criminal, at 0.08, it's criminal. That's getting arrested. At 0.05, it's illegal, and you get a suspension. You can't drive. 0.049 would be legal, but stupid because it's still impairment, and you can be charged at any amount of alcohol if you're impaired by it. If you mix alcohol with marijuana, for instance, you're compounding the effects. All right, I finally caught up with the joke with my wife. Okay, deputy producer, got it. Okay. Yes, my wife is the chief at home, no question about it. Too many cars on the road. Mitch says his truck is governed to 104, and there's no reason to go faster, so it's not bad. Shadow says no, they're stupid. You're right. Too funny. Cutting off others cause accidents. Plan ahead. Absolutely. Okay. Is it normal for an officer to bring up every traffic stop you have since you were 16? We see it. If we pull up your ministry record, we see it, and we're always looking to find out what happens. So you see, we ask these questions. Like, have you ever been stopped before? Have you gotten any tickets? And then we go and confirm. And if you were lying to us, you were lying to us. But we're going to look it up anyway. The honesty check. So yeah, it's totally normal. Do I list them to people? No. Jordan wants to know, how do you feel that AI was used for the first time ever in court in Ontario world, no media coverage? I don't know because I haven't followed it. I saw a lawyer who used it, but it was all fake.
I got a question.
You got a question? Hang on, I'll give you a microphone. You can ask the question. It's gonna take a second to kick in. Well, yeah, it's in. What's up?
If my parent rents a car, am I allowed to drive it or no?
Rents it?
Yeah, like if they go to they rent a vehicle, can I as a G2 driver drive it?
So legally, you're a licensed driver, but when you rent a car, they want to know the license of any person who's on it. They'll charge you a premium usually. They may also say that there's a minimum age 25 or something. So if they're willing to let you be added as a secondary driver, then you can drive it. But it's a rental agreement between a private company and the renter.
Okay.
So that's the issue. But legally, yeah, you can drive any car that's in the province or anywhere that you're licensed to drive, as long as it's insured for the road.
Okay, so if my mom just goes rents it, right, and then
And they don't have your license, then
No,
you're not supposed to drive
I'm
it.
supposed to, but am I allowed to?
Legally, would I give you a ticket for driving it? No, because you're a
Okay.
licensed driver.
Okay.
If you crash it, are you going to lose your house and your car in your future because the insurance isn't going to cover you? You're in big trouble with that.
Okay.
So yeah,
Understood.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
you're better off just is to make sure that they're okay with it. And you can go with your parent to the rental agency. You drop your license down, and they will add you to the policy.
Okay.
But it's not worth the risk.
Well, I'm only 17. Is that allowed or no?
It's up to them and their policies,
Okay.
right? So if you're 17 and they say that's no problem, that's on them. They've chosen to allow you as a secondary driver. If they say no, then and many agencies for years wouldn't rent a car to someone under 25.
Okay.
So it depends.
All right. Thank you so much.
No worries. If you get more, come back. They're watching live. I saw it on his phone. All right, turn that back off. So, what's the max speed for an e-scooter? So we have to clarify what an e-scooter is. If you're talking about an e-kick scooter, the stand-up, two little wheels that have a skateboard deck and a triple tree with handlebars, those are e-kick scooters. They're prohibited in the city of Toronto, but they have a maximum speed to be legally used in jurisdictions that allow them of 24 kilometers an hour. If they go more than 24 kilometers an hour, they are motor vehicles. If you put a seat on them, they're motor vehicles. In fact, they're motorcycles. So that means you're going to be charged for driving no license, and you need a motorcycle license. Driving no insurance, $5,000 to $25,000 fine, up to 6 months in jail. It's serious. It's serious. 26 kilometers an hour, 25 kilometers an hour, illegal, right? Instantly becomes a motor vehicle again. Let me change that. It's not that it becomes a motorcycle. It was always a motorcycle. The difference is that it is no longer given the benefits of legislation to magically consider it a bicycle or get you the same treatment. If you're talking about e-scooter, because so many people used to call e-bikes e-scooters that they look like scooters. Those are e-bikes. They can go 32 kilometers an hour maximum speed before they revert to being considered motor vehicles or motorcycles. That e-bikes is really the designation. 500 watt motor maximum. And same thing goes for the e-kick scooter. 500 watts. The e-bike is 500 watts, 32K maximum speed. Obviously, you have to be wearing a helmet at all times. Maximum weight 120 kilos. There's a new pilot project, and links to all of this is available at trafficcop.ca on the useful links page. They have all the rules. I have a link there. What's this? In Windsor, my friend got a ticket for speeding on a new EC. What is this? On EC Row. I don't know what that is. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, not even close. Get off the road. What are we talking about? I got a friend do 100 beside. I got a friend to do 100 beside each other and got tickets. Scott Massey. So you're saying you were doing 100 and you were blocking the road, preventing passing? Oddly enough, that could be a charge for preventing passing. What is this? Who is this? Sir. Oh, I see here. We have some people stirring the crap. Do all gas scooters need to be licensed? Yes, if you're talking about like two-wheeled motorcycle, low speed or otherwise, if it's a scooter, truly a motorcycle, then yeah, they all have to be licensed. There's no 50cc minimum before licensing is required. Anything there has to be. If you're watching, you don't know who I am. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a police officer with the Toronto Police Service. I'm currently at 650 Dixon Road in Toronto. It's the Toronto Congress Centre. It's a parking lot out in the back. And we are here because it's Ford Driving Skills for Life. Ford Foundation puts this on. It's in 40 countries around the world. And it is to teach young drivers safety skills that could save their lives, that can make them safer on the road. And it's so important. The reason why this exists and why TURF, the Traffic Injury Research Foundation, is so passionate about it is because teens, people under the age of 24 or 24 and under, are overrepresented when it comes to fatalities. So they want to save lives, and that's really commendable. Do all e-bikes over 32 kilometers have to have signals and all? E-bikes over 32 kilometers aren't e-bikes; they're motorcycles. They need to be licensed, registered, insured. Emmanuel says, if I go 12 kilometers at 50 speed zone at 2 a.m., I don't understand what you're asking. If I go 12 kilometers at 50, I don't understand what you're asking. Hey, we're streaming. He's like, I don't want to be on camera. All right. Just so you know, you're on camera. We're streaming live on TikTok. As long as you're okay with that. You're giving them the high. Wait, are you looking for a job? Is that what you're at? All right. Police need to start. What is this? Hang on. Scrolling back. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Troy, when will police recognize the right to travel? It doesn't exist. This is a freedom of the land baloney. I'll just mute you because I don't need to hear this garbage. It's fantasy. It doesn't exist. In 1804, when pirates, I don't know, it's all cockamamie stuff. Fantasy. Okay, police need to start enforcing laws for e-bikes. Absolutely, we need to do more. And there's an education curve for it. Not every officer knows what we know. I'm writing a training manual for it. Of course, I have a lot of different things that I'm doing, so it's a slow roll. Cyclists riding side by side going 20 kilometers an hour on a country winding road, not able to pass. Technically, they can have a full lane of space, but they have to stay to the right. And if they're taking 2 lanes and blocking and not maintaining the speed of traffic, that's a problem. They could be charged. You can't block a lane. You can't impede traffic. If there's more than 1 lane, then they can. They can take that whole lane. But if there's only 1 lane, they've got to stay to the right. Tracy says, you have the right to travel, but you need a license to drive. Absolutely. Emma jumping on that too. Awesome. Oh, everyone was on that. I was late to the party. Not all, and some drivers are careless too. Frankly, love. A response to Frank. Cyclists are hazards. Not all cyclists are hazards. There are cyclists that are hazards. But I think that cyclists should get mandatory training. Just because, drivers need to get a license to operate a vehicle. Why don't cyclists need a license to operate on a street? Why is a vehicle that doesn't have a power, a power source other than muscular, any less dangerous? We've had 2 cyclists collide, and as a result of that collision, 1 cyclist died. It's not safe just because there's no motor. Why do I need a driver's license if I don't get paid to drive? Because you're operating on roads. Are we going this again? Is this if it's not about what you get paid? You need a driver's license because if you are on the road, you must be qualified to do that. Love the comments. You should be aware of people merging when driving in a merging lane. Okay. To prove that you meet a standard, yes, that's why we get a license. Scott says, thanks for giving your time to all of us. Gotta go. Please remember to check your TikTok message. Absolutely, I'll check it out. Okay, driving is a privilege. Yeah, we got that. Oh, gosh. Goodbye to another Freeman. Okay. Sovereign citizens. That's their all about. Must be Sunday. Frank says, why do we drive on parkways and park in driveways? I talk about that all the time. But listen, every road in the province of Ontario is a highway. So we have to discuss and differentiate between expressway or limited access highway, which is really what it's called. If I got a DUI warning, 0.05 to 0.079, and it's my first, could I still lose my license for a whole year? So it depends on what license you have, right? So DUI warning, 0.5 to 0.079 is an alert, a warn. If you get another one of those within 10 years, it has an incremental effect. So instead of a 3-day suspension, you get a 7-day, or is it a 15-day? I can't remember. Those guys back there know. I'll double check with them. If your plates are peeling off, is it free to get new plates in your car? If it's within 5 years, it's covered under warranty. If it's over 5 years, you may have to pay $52. I have to get in the shade. I'm melting. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. That's a very big Ford logo. All right, we'll change to Ford driving skills. There we go. Woo. Okay, we'll do that. I'm not sponsoring. I mean, this is an event. Where do I go? There we go. Why did Kerry Schmidt have to get off TikTok? Why are you still on? He was given direction to get off TikTok. I had a business case as to how we could do it while addressing security concerns. We are not on TikTok using an app. We are using a product called Restream. Link to that in my link tree at the bottom. It's how I stream onto so many platforms simultaneously, and that's how we're streaming by RTMP stream to TikTok. So I'm not actually on TikTok. There's no security concern. Crayon Stealer says, where are you today, Sean? I am at the Toronto Congress Center for Ford Driving Skills for Life. It's day 2 of a 2-day program. Next week they're going to be in Edmonton, Alberta, and we're giving free lessons. We've got professional racers, racing car drivers, and instructors who are here sharing their skills for new drivers. It's amazing, and it's free. So how do you get in on this? Well, unfortunately, it's all sold out. Like, it was free, and the 324 spots filled up in 4 hours. 1,000 people on wait list, and then people still, day of, didn't show up. Like 20% of people on every course seems to not show up and not cancel, so nobody else gets an opportunity. So here's the deal: if you want to come and take advantage of this free training today, wait for the plane to go by. If you want to take advantage of this free training today, be here, 650 Dixon Road in the Toronto Congress Center for 1 o'clock, and I will do everything I can to get you into the course. It's not a guarantee, but other than a guarantee that I will try. If there is an open space, I will put you in it. And if it's sold out. If it's absolutely full, I'll ask them very nicely to take a couple extras if there's a couple more. And if it's really, really, really full, then I won't be able to get you in, but I'll do everything I can. Okay. What do we got here? Scrolling through. Frank says, this is the best traffic cop out there. Hats off to him. Thank you very much. What do we have here? Ask a revenue writer. Yeah, we don't do this to make money for anybody. It costs more money to enforce laws than it does to just have people like follow the rules. Saving money is educating, so we don't have to go out there. Because when we write a ticket, it costs money. When we go and take you to court, it costs money. When we chase you for the money, when people don't pay on time, it costs money. The easy way to avoid paying is to not break the law. It's so simple. Like, so simple. Children understand this. Adults, people 16 and up who are driving, actually, not necessarily 16, because people break the law all the time. But yeah, driveway is way off. Parkway goes parkland. What was that? I got a message on Telegram, telegram.trafficcop.ca, and Michael says that Chase isn't here. I think he's coming in the afternoon. Okay. White signs are enforceable. Yes. The white speed signs are enforceable. Habadab or Habadadab. Yeah. Says drinking and driving is okay unless you get caught. No, drinking and driving is stupid and criminal, and it's not okay. In fact, just turn in your license. You don't deserve to drive if that's your opinion. Okay. Construction area law, always reduce speed or whenever written. You know what? The white signs are enforceable. The yellow signs are cautionary, but if you are speeding in a zone that is construction, and the fines double if workers are present. It's usually the situation. We need an Autobahn from Niagara to Toronto. I don't know if if I buy that. We have such bad drivers here. North America drivers are not good. High-speed rail is better than more car dependency. 100% agree. Jesse says, cool, thanks. I don't know what you're saying, thanks, but I appreciate it. Can any cop pull you over on the 407? Any cop can pull you over anywhere in the province of Ontario. We're all sworn for the province of Ontario. Toronto Police Traffic Unit, Sean Shapiro, goated. I don't know if you're saying I'm the greatest of all time or if you're trying to make a dig. Autobahn does not mean no speed limit. This is true. Autobahn, but most people think it means do whatever you want. Autobahn is actually a highly enforced by electronic and police presence. The speed limits, the speed limits are higher in many areas, like 80 to 130 in populated areas. Where there's no speed limits, like in Germany, there's stretches that have no speed limit at all, and those are no speed limit. And do you know what happens to a car when it's doing 200 and hits something? Bad stuff happens. So people still get hurt. It's not a zone where nothing happens. Deez says, you're better than the roid monkey that usually does this. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the only person who does this. Traffic services is always me. I am traffic services on TikTok and social media. I have guests sometimes. Don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about Mr. Clean there, who does, he's a different Sean, and he talks about gang stuff. He's a martial artist. He's a skilled fighter, and he's involved in a program for reducing, getting people out of gangs. He does really great work, and it's a totally different situation, though. We talk about different stuff, but his stuff is important too. Do you have a quota? And if not, how do you measure success? We don't have a quota. Obviously, sometimes we do a lot of ticketing or enforcement or investigating, and sometimes we don't, because there's either nothing there to be ticketed, which is rare because there's always something to be ticketed. But it's all about doing something. Like if I go to Tim Hortons and kick my feet up and take a nap, that's not working. And someone's going to say, what the heck were you doing all day? If you're talking about, why did Bob write 10 tickets, but you wrote 5? Well, my 5 might have involved a major investigation that led to criminal, findings. And I got a gun off the road and drugs. It depends on what you're doing. As long as you're doing something, you're working. And that's performance. And success is that. I mean, there are people who just aren't interested in getting people for 20 over. They're not interested in speeding. They're not traffic officers. Maybe they're the ones that focus on impaired driving, and they're still traffic officers, but they're looking for criminal stuff. We all have specialties. We all have things that we focus on, and success is personal. My success is about helping people through education. I don't write any tickets. Haven't written a ticket in 5 years. Stephen Bell, good morning to you. C Death says, do you really only pull people over if they're going over 10 kilometers above the speed limit? It depends. If you're in a 30 zone, I'm going to write you a ticket for 5 over. So it depends on the environment. 10 over on the highway would mean every single car on the highway. Nobody's doing 100. It's pathetic. The Grinch coming in from Twitch. Good morning to you. Yes, it is another nice day for driving. Hey, if you're in the area, if you're able to get to Toronto, get here for 1 p.m. if you want to take part in this training. I don't care what license you have, G1, G2, or G3, no, a full G. If you have an interest in coming onto this training course, get behind the wheel of some cars, get some great instruction from some amazing instructors. It's free, and the deal is that it's totally sold out, but there's been some no-shows, consistently some no-shows. If you get here for 1 o'clock, and I can't guarantee that everyone will get in, but the only chance to get in is if you show up. So come by, say hello. At very least, we'll get you a coffee. They have snacks and drinks and stuff. Even if you don't get in, I think we can manage to get you a bag of chips. Something for your troubles. Okay, what is this? Steven says, I would like to thank all first responders for all you guys do for us people. People don't like cops for some reason, but I don't know why. And that is from Stephen Bell, out London Way. Yeah, you know what? There's people with all sorts of things. Most people don't like being told what to do. It's the weirdest thing, and I think that we're kind of this parenting mode where we're telling people what to do, even if they don't want to be told. Mom and dad says, don't go out late, don't speed, and we're sort of like the mom and dad for the mom and dads and everybody out there. It's a parenting thing. Okay. Crayon Steeler says, if I was closer, I'd come visit, but I'm up north. Newmarket's not far. I'm in Newmarket all the time. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump. You should totally come by. Okay. Bad drivers, watch out. 100%. Do I know anything about restraining orders? I do. I'm not a master of restraining orders, but I know stuff and things. Oh wait, is it Quays? Good morning to you too. Cops did nothing about my vandalized car. What did you want them to do? If we don't have evidence or anything to do, we write a report and then you take it to your insurance company and you get it fixed. We don't do door knocks for. Like, you have to be reasonable. I appreciate everybody wants that TV kind of policing where they drop everything. We don't focus on violent crime. We just respond to whatever you need. I appreciate your car was vandalized. That sucks. I had a house that was burglarized. We didn't catch the guys. The video that I had didn't get a license plate. Now, it wasn't my house where I live, but it was a family house, and my parents' stuff got trashed. They destroyed the house. I didn't catch them. It's probably better that way because it would be bad. But yeah, I would have loved for them to be arrested and prosecuted and spend the rest of their life in jail. Even though that's just personally, I would like to see them in jail for the rest of their lives. Because I think that people who steal from other people are disgusting. But that's another story. The reality is that police do what they can with the information they have available to them. We can make tremendous impact on traffic safety because we're dealing with people, generally speaking, who are, law-abiding citizens and they're breaking minor rules. But we can't catch everybody, regardless of what it is. I'm sorry that you were disappointed, but I'm sure that the officers did whatever they could do within the realm of possibility. Can you do segments on commercial motor vehicles? I am not a commercial motor vehicle specialist, so I don't want to give you the impression that I know everything about everything. I don't. I really would like to get some of the guys from the commercial motor vehicle team here on camera. Not today, obviously, but they don't like being on camera. They're camera shy. How's my audio? Battery still good? Okay. I gotta keep track of my batteries. Hang on. Yeah, still, I don't understand how it's full. It's like 2 days. Oh, that's one I didn't use yesterday. That's fine. Multiple packs. I got that's what it is. Mustache in my mouth. Not good. How often do you see race affecting police decision? Never. I've never seen that. I don't know what anyone is before I pull them over. And when I do, what I care about is whether they're licensed or not licensed. That's it. Obviously, if they have a warrant, they have a warrant. That's that. Oh, somebody drove completely off the track. That's awesome. Sorry. Scroll. Yeah, I've never had race play into anything that I've done. How do cops track you when speeding? By aircraft patrol. There are markings on the road. They don't even need markings on the road anymore, but they basically have you on camera. They have the ability to, now with modern technology, basically hit a button in 2 points and they can calculate the distance you've traveled. And it's simple. Time and distance tells you speed. And then they radio it to someone on the car, in a car on the ground. Why are why do I see so many people driving at night with no lights and often right past police? Well, police officers, again, can't catch everything. You don't know what that officer's engaged in doing when they see or don't even notice that. It's possible that they just didn't notice. So why do so many people not turn their lights on? Well, sometimes they're drunk. Sometimes they're in a car they're not familiar with. Sometimes they went to the mechanic and the automatic switch was turned off because the mechanic didn't want to be blinded in the shop. I can't give you all the reasons because I don't know all the reasons, but certainly they are... He's actually I'm reading things and thinking they're combining. They do what they can, but not everybody notices everything. Simple as that. It is obviously not legal. They're ghost cars. They drive me crazy, and I would always pull them over. Now I don't pull them over and give them tickets necessarily. It might be, hey, you forgot to turn your lights on. Common courtesy is so simple. But I would pull them over, and oddly enough, very often they were repaired. Is Habba Dabba Dabba still doing bananas? What do I do if I drink? You're driving on back road. What? Oh, so we're going to say goodbye to Habba Dabba 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 Dabba. Silliness. Toronto Cops are tops. Thanks very much. What song is that from? What TV show? Is that Peppa Pig or something? Andrew. What is Andrew talking about? I'm trying to scroll back and see. Failing to signal, yes. Many excess speeding, but the penalties don't seem to matter. Should they be doubled? So, Tim, I'm glad you brought this up. I wish I could put that on screen. Ontario has the lowest speeding offense fines in the country, and we should absolutely raise them, if not make them a percentage of your income, to really cause there to be, an appropriate response. Oh, is the stream working? I got a red. No, it's working. I think we're working. Can everybody see me? Is it working? Okay. Scrolling down here. Okay, Tim says yes. Okay, good. Yeah, for some reason I'm getting a red dot, which usually says that the signal's not working. But I'm seeing myself. It seems to be working. How many DWB tickets have you given? DWB? Oh, that's now you're suggesting racist. No, I've never given any tickets for anyone for DWB. But to allege it or suggest it is sad. I give tickets for people who are breaking the law. It's got nothing to do with who they are. That's a gross allegation. In fact, I don't appreciate so much that I'm going to. Oh, I'm not going to block you, but I'm going to mute you because I don't know why people try and make these allegations. It's gross. Okay. Dan Leman, what he was suggesting was driving while black, and it's just so racist. I actually have no tolerance for that at all. The people who make these allegations and try and create a narrative of racism. Touche says, if I get a ticket for 50 on a 40, can I dispute it? You can dispute anything, but know that people who are in the job of traffic enforcement are qualified members of the police service. We learn how to use the equipment. We're trained on how to use the equipment we use for measurement. Actually, we don't even have to use equipment sometimes. We can pace you. It is going to be more difficult, I think, to defend, but you never know. There's always a chance. Okay. But you'd have to have a defense, not just, I don't want to pay this. You can negotiate very often, but 10 over, no points, yeah. Take all their money for speeding, are you kidding? Are you asking if I should take someone's money for speeding? What are we talking about? Yeah, I think we should have much higher consequences. I like the stunt driving stuff. I like that we can suspend you for 1 to 3 years on conviction, on your first conviction for stunt. These are good things. I think we should have really serious court consequences. There's no reason to do any of these things. Deacon says, I've been seeing blue speed limit signs on the roads. When did they come out? I've never seen one. Oh, yes, that's not true. I have seen them. You're talking about the 30 kilometer an hour zones. Yeah, those are for specific areas. They're fairly new in the last year or so, but they're not a regular speed sign. They designate an entire area. Okay. Why isn't there more enforcement? Everyone is speeding. I agree with you, but we have a certain number of people that we have to put out on patrol. So I'd love to have everyone out there doing it, but we have calls outside of traffic. Traffic services is the largest unit in the service, and we service the entire city. We're a citywide unit, and we can only do what we can do. And we're also, aside from enforcement, we're also investigating collisions. We have a lot of responsibilities. Is it legal for pickup trucks to have oversized tires that go way beyond the wheel wells? No, it's not legal. What does police see when they check your license on a traffic stop? Insurance charges. So there's a number of different searches. If I just run your license plate, I'll see who the registered owner is. I'll see the status of your plate. I'll see if, possibly some flags if there's some criminality that we have to investigate. If we're talking about what can we see? Well, we could further the investigation. We can check your ministry records. We can see everything you've ever done behind the wheel of a car that you've been caught for. We can see if you've ever been suspended. We can see all sorts of things. Hamza wants to know what my dream car is. My dream car? I like cars, but I don't fit into cars. I like trucks. I like that. And technically, the one I like the most, you may or may not appreciate this, but I like the Hummer, the Humvee, the original H1. I like even the military version with the crappy seats and no roof. But I've always loved that vehicle. It doesn't go very fast. It's probably not very comfortable. Actually, it's not very comfortable. I've driven them, but I do love it. And my plan is to one day own one. Do you pull over e-bikes? I used to all the time. And I would still do it today if I was on the road, because there's a lot of violations that a lot of people who aren't following the law there. I find the HOV lanes give a license to speed, especially on a motorcycle, Tim says. And you're right. I think it's not right. It's a lot of people violate and misuse the HOV lanes. They're not fast lanes. In fact, you should never do more than 10 to 30 kilometer speed differential. If there's stop traffic and you're going more than 30 kilometers an hour past them and someone pulls out, you're going to have a devastating collision. Do you need insurance to drive with plow on your car? Well, you need insurance on your vehicle. I wouldn't put a plow on your car because you're going to ruin your car. If you're talking about a truck, if it's not a full-size truck, you're probably going to ruin the frame of that truck too. Do you need extra insurance? You need to tell the insurance company, because they're probably not going to insure you without a commercial policy. How does demerit points work for bicycles? There are no demerit points for bicycles. Can you go 10 over the speed limit? Not legally, B-Dog. You can't go anything over the speed limit. 1 kilometer over the speed limit is speeding. Violet says we need to enforce crushing their cars if they continue to race on roads. I reshared a video yesterday on TikTok that was exactly that, and it was people who were it was one chap who had this like El Camino style Australian car, and they crushed it. It was a V8. I think absolutely we should crush cars when they're doing dangerous things, and we should criminally charge drivers more. Dangerous driving is a criminal offense. We should arrest a lot more people for that. What we got here? Who is ranked third in cities for the worst drivers you find? I don't know. I work in the city of Toronto. I can't speak. I don't rank drivers. Bikes, scooters, etc. should have to pay insurance. Marp, I agree. I think that everyone should be insured and everyone should be licensed to be on the road. Obviously, pedestrians, I don't think should be licensed, because we've all been qualified to walk or roll within reason. But what happens when an e-bike drives into a car? The car's insurance goes up. Sorry, scrolling and reading to catch up, see what I've not talked about. A lot of people driving with high beams on seem to be common here in Niagara. That's possible, but it's more likely that they're just misdirected headlights. Headlights that were either from factory or through some modification adjusted poorly. Maybe they changed the type of bulb and went with something entirely different. Like maybe they put in LEDs or something and they messed around, and that's usually the cause. But daytime running lights, if someone doesn't turn their headlight system on, that's actually a high beam bulb that's on, just a low power mode, and it's poorly directed. Michael says Hummer is the worst. Worst for what? They're so cool. Schwarzenegger had one. Or maybe he still does. Yeah, I love that car. I used to like the Lamborghini LM001, 2. I don't remember what it is, LM002. But I realized that after having seen one in person, they're fairly small. I like full size. I'd love an Excursion. A Ford Excursion would be cool. I'm all about comfort and space for my stuff. I got a lot of stuff to transport. Can I smoke a joint while driving? You'll never know. TJ, if you think we'll never know, you don't know. And that's what I love about impaired people. They don't know stuff. We smell it. We smell it on the highway. We smell it all over the place. It's against the law. We'll catch you. We'll arrest you. It's great. I love it when we arrest people who use drugs or alcohol while driving. For the pickup with oversized wheels that have of the one, and I don't know what the question is, Deacon. Let's see. Catching up, new stuff. For someone getting, Hussein says, oh, wait, hang on. Can I tow a boat behind my fifth wheel trailer? Chris, there's maybe some changes recently. I'm not sure. My understanding is tandem towing is not legal unless a commercial vehicle, and even then it's controlled. Maximum length of vehicle comes into when a vehicle is over a certain length is when it qualifies. But I don't want to give you bad information, so I'm not going to give you a definitive answer. So Hussein says, for someone who's getting ready for driving school, what would you say to help calm my nerves? Chill out, man. Take it slow. Don't do things when you're not ready. Start somewhere in a safe and controlled environment. Use a parking lot. Get used to the vehicle feel and how it responds. And remember, smooth is fast. Like don't worry about being fast. Take it slow. Get comfortable with the vehicle. Go in your comfort. Stay off of highways in the beginning. Obviously, you have a G1. You're not allowed on highways, but get professional training. That's where these things. If you have your G1, which I'm assuming you don't yet, or maybe you do. If you have your G1, come here today. Like, come here for 1 o'clock. And it's a great opportunity for me to remind everybody, if you're watching, come here for 1 o'clock if you want to try and get into the standby list. 1 p.m., get into the afternoon session. It's the last session. They're leaving. They're going to BC next week. They're gone. Next weekend, they're in Edmonton. Oh, I keep saying BC. Edmonton, Alberta, not BC. How you doing? How you doing?
Hi.
Glad to have you here.
I got my son here because of you.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad that worked out. Awesome.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay, my son's in green. Okay.
You're very welcome. Parents of a student here. It's awesome. So happy to hear. Let's see here. For someone who's okay, so that's the big thing. Get professional training. You are getting professional training. That's what the whole question was. But calming the nerves, just take it one step at a time. No one's here to scare you. If a bicycle caused a collision for cars, do they pay for it? No, your insurance pays for it. Now, you could go after them for their home insurance if they have home insurance. There's a potential, but it's unlikely. Is it illegal for bikes to ride in the middle of the lane so cars cannot pass, I guess you're asking? Oh, no cars can pass. Yeah, they have to they have to stay to the right unless they're maintaining the flow of traffic, which is very rare. They have to stay to the right, and you have to give them a meter of space to pass them safely. If it's unsafe for them to stay to the right, then they can take the whole lane while they can articulate why it's unsafe to stay to the right. So they can't just stay in the middle of the lane the entire time to block it, but they are technically entitled to a lane. If multiple lanes exist, they can have the whole lane. I think I covered all the points. Is that clear as mud? Clear as mud. What's the most costly ticket in dollars that a cop can give? What's the offense? So there's tickets and then there's no set fine. So no set fine isn't going to be something like insurance, and that comes with a fine range of $5,000 to $25,000 on your first offense and up to 6 months in jail. That's probably the biggest one that's commonly written. If you're talking about a ticket that has a printed fine on it, $615 for distracted driving charge, using your cell phone while driving. That's pretty big. Comes with 3 demerit points and 3-day suspension on conviction. Stunt driving, no set fine. It comes with a $2,000 to $10,000 fine, up to 6 months in jail. Well, the immediate consequences for that are actually quite hefty because you get vehicle impound for 14 days. That's going to cost you $1,500 out of pocket. That's not even a fine. That's just what it costs. Then you're talking about a 30-day suspension. So what does it cost to take Uber or the bus for a month? That's going to cost you. You're still paying insurance during that time. So there's costs involved. But it's not about hitting numbers for me. It's about taking bad drivers off the road. Okay. Oh my goodness, a whole bunch of stuff just scrolled up. 109 people in the room. Hey, if you're watching, you don't know who I am. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a police officer with the Toronto Police Service. I am currently at 650 Dixon Road in the city of Toronto, and that is at the Toronto Congress and a route back for driving skills for life. If you are interested in taking advantage of maybe being squeezed into a free spot that becomes available because someone doesn't show, I'd love to see every seat filled. If you want to take a chance, come down, see me here at 1 o'clock. I will If there's a spot, I'll put you in it. That's the thing. If there's a spot, I will put you in it. Okay, I missed something here. I need water. I thought I had a water. I don't know that. Do not know what I did with it. Do you know of any training your members take to engage with persons with autism? We do a lot of training. I believe that we have courses specific to autism, specific to all sorts of different things. But I couldn't quote or tell you what the name of the courses are. But we have all sorts of fantastic training. Policing is a career. By the way, we're hiring. Policing is a career that is made up of constant training. Laws change, policies change, the world changes, and we have to stay up to date. So it's something we never stop doing. I like that question though. Motorcycle helmet covers, animal heads or such, are they legal or illegal? They're absolutely illegal. Illegal. Two reasons. One, you're changing the outside of the helmet. When that helmet, which is designed to slide across, it's got a smooth surface, supposed to glide across. It eventually disintegrates, but the initial contact is at a smooth surface. If you have the furry covers they catch, you could break your neck and die. It is not safe. Anything you do to modify that helmet will invalidate its certification. Secondly, if they're just on with Velcro or if they become loose and it turns, you're blind, absolutely unsafe. So improper helmet is what you'd be charged with and what you should be charged with. But they are cool. I did a video on them. If you scroll back on the TikTok channel, you'll find it. They do make people smile. Dark Shark, are you on the clock right now? I am. What I've done is I'm working this on a weekend in exchange for another day off. So instead of working on Thursday, I'm working here today type thing. And I'm here along with 3 of my colleagues who are in the tent behind. I'm a media relations officer. I'm doing media. But the officers that are here in the tent are teaching students right now about impaired driving. And I see Willie, who's in the car taking people around the track, putting impaired driving goggles on. And I'm gonna point the camera away for a few, and you can watch them do what they do. Okay. If you're watching and you haven't shared, if you haven't liked, if you haven't followed, please do. And I'm not really focused on the other platforms, but we do have people watching on other platforms here, looking for comments. Where do we have people? We have people. Can I see? Is it working? No, I can't see. But we have people on a number of platforms because we're broadcasting on a number of platforms. If you are watching, you could be possibly on, let's see, I pressed the button, see if I respond. There we go. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, Facebook, Kick, and Twitter, at least the platform formerly known as Twitter, now X. I'm not on Instagram today because I don't have enough phones to make that happen. And Twitter, you can't actually ask us questions, but we love you anyway. So if you want to ask questions, please do. That's what this is. Ask a Traffic Cop is a show that runs Monday to Friday. If I show up to work like Thursday, I won't be there, so there will be no show then. But we're having a show today because I'm at Ford Driving Skills for Life. It's a program paid for by Ford Foundation because they want to make the streets safer and drivers safer and make you safer. It's all about safety. Tiredness says, can I speed if I have to go number 2 or pull over and go in the bushes? Neither are good options, but speeding is the less safe of the two. So definitely don't go and why is the car coming out of play? It broken? Anyway, yeah, don't go speeding, not legal. I've followed people to the bathroom and given them their tickets after they're finished their number 2. I do have a G1. Hussein Kassam says, I do have a G1. Then come down because you need a G1 as a minimum to get here. Good question. Tiredness. What's the question? I'm tired right now. I had to get out of the sun. The sun is just drains me of energy. What is Marp saying that other people are saying is absurd? If we're talking about bicycles hitting you, yeah, car insurance does cover them if they're injured. It's under the liability coverage. It sucks. But yeah, if a cyclist crashes into a car insurance is paying for them. Yep. It's not that Mark, you shouldn't be blamed, but your insurance will cover them. It stinks. It's terrible. You might be blamed if it was your fault, but if it was their fault, you should have no blame, but your insurance company will still pay for them, and that is absurd. But it's what happens. That's why I think that everyone should have their own policies. What is YouTube saying? Okay. Can we start to pull over people driving slow in the left lane? What is driving slow? If they're driving the speed limit in the left lane, technically that's legal because no one should be going over it. So if someone who's driving the speed limit is upsetting you, the problem is you, not them. I'd like to see anyone who goes over the speed limit ticketed. I'd like to see automated enforcement on every road. I think that if you decide to speed, you should be held accountable. There should be absolutely zero tolerance. But I don't make the rules and I don't buy the cameras, so they don't ask me. User says left lane equals driving the fastest and passing. Not allowed to speed to pass. You're never allowed to speed. It's for passing people who are going under the speed limit. So if you're traveling below the speed limit or even at the speed limit, but not planning on going anywhere and deviating, you're not actively passing, stay to the right. That's the right way to drive. The left lane should stay empty unless you're actively passing. In Germany, you'd be ticketed if you were just driving the speed limit in the left lane. But they have higher speed limits. But why would you be in the left lane if you're not actively passing? So that's so someone can go 100 in a 100 zone to pass the person doing 80. Speed limits are the limit, not the minimum. But it's not illegal to go below the speed limit. Mind you, if you're going below the speed limit, again, out of the left lane. Tracy says, can't speed. You're absolutely right. Tracy knows her stuff. Scrolling back. Are dirt bikes road legal? No, they're not. Are those your sponsors behind you on the blue wall? Ford is paying for this event. We're here in cooperation with Ford and the Traffic Injury Research Foundation. Ford is paying for 324 people to go through this free training program. No cost to the participants at all, not one penny. There's no sales pitch. There's no nothing. Bad drivers need to not be slow in the left lane, inefficient and dangerous. If slow is below the speed limit, then I agree with you. If slow is at the speed limit, then I disagree with you. No one should be going above the speed limit anywhere. Can you educate people about driving slow in the left lane? I know that, I know you know, what is this? If you know, you know, you know. No, it's if you know, you know. Okay. We just talked about that way too much. Okay. YouTube says, we salute you for helping us with our traffic questions. We do this every day, Monday to Friday, 10 to 11. If you're around, tune in. We don't do it on weekends because I'm not usually working on the weekends.
Anyone else? I think that's it. Oh, sorry, one more?
We have people switching out from one vehicle to the next from driving. How was it?
It was good, actually.
You had fun?
Good. I got two, actually. The pilot.
Okay, 2 pilots isn't terrible. Jacob wants to know if I've shot anybody. No. Can someone who is prone to grand mal seizures due to epilepsy drive? Can someone drive who is prone to grand mal seizures due to epilepsy? So epileptics generally cannot drive if grand mal seizures are a thing. You have to be, I believe, a year without a seizure controlled by medication before you can drive. And I've had experience with drivers who are epileptic. And 1 year is my understanding. And if you do have a seizure, you lose your license for another year until you can go a full year and be signed off by a doctor. If you lose your license for a year, do you have to start back at G1? No. If you're suspended for a year, you're still good. You just get reinstated. If it's over 3 years, you need an eye test. Over 10 years, I think you start again. You have to look it up, but I believe that's what it is. Neck unhappy. Okay. Are big delivery trucks allowed to be in the left lane on the highway? Depends on what the signage says. It's up to the signage. Boom, boom, boom. What is this? Gino wants to know, what is Gino talking about? Gino wants to know about how it says helmet laws should be for everybody. And then this is going racial, I think. So tread carefully, Gino. But can you wear a turban when you get pulled over if you're not wearing a helmet? I think this is what you're getting at. You'd have to satisfy that you are a practicing Sikh, because a practicing Sikh is eligible to ride a motorcycle without a helmet if they're wearing a turban and are practicing in their faith. If you are just wanting to not wear a helmet, that does not apply to you. Is it legal for a driver to bypass traffic on a lane to the right that is ending just ahead? So if you're pulling over any areas that are not roadway to do that, you're going to get a ticket. Is it worthwhile to do? No, it's a disgusting, selfish thing to do that causes traffic to back up. You're actually putting yourself and others in danger. If we can find a reason to charge you, if we can see you cross any bullnose or anything, absolutely going to give you a ticket. Tracy's got to go. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. You do this all day, every day? I do not do this all day, every day. I do it for an hour, Monday to Fridays, an hour and a half, every other Wednesday and Thursday when I go on the air with the radio stations doing this with their audience. But I do this Monday to Friday whenever I'm at work. If I'm not at work, I'm not doing it. But this is a strange situation where I'm here on the weekend and doing a special event, being the Ford driving skills. Next weekend, I'll be at Fan Expo, and I'll be doing it from there too. Rick James. Sean, may I ask what civilian? Hang on a second. The plane. The plane. Do you remember where that's from? Are you old enough to know what the plane, hey boss, the plane? It was an amazing show. I love the show. I missed the show. I gotta go find the show. Where can I find that show? I want to watch the show now with my kids. I don't know. Maybe my kids aren't old enough for it. So Rick James wants to know, Sean, may I ask what civilian job you did with TPS before becoming a PC? I noticed your badge number. I was originally I was an auxiliary officer, volunteer, different badge number, and simultaneously I was a court officer. A few months later, I became a court officer, and then I left courts as a supervisor before becoming a police officer. So that's what I did. I started as a special constable of court services. I see that my batteries need to be changed. Oh no, my batteries are back. It said low power. No, it says low power again. It's flashing, so it's like on the verge of low power. Well, I'll go until my batteries die, and then I'll take a break. Let's see here. Is interior floor glow illegal? Interior? No, it's not illegal. Can I get pulled over? Illegal. I think cord was hang on. Okay. So anyone can wear a turban and not have to wear a helmet on bike? No. You have to be a practicing member of the faith. You have to be a Sikh. And it's not just wearing a turban as an exemption. You may have to qualify. And if you're a member of the faith, you will be able to. Do you legally have to stop when exiting your driveway, or you just have to yield? You have to stop before crossing a crosswalk, a sidewalk in the city of Toronto. It depends on where you are. Gino says, I think we should be able to make our own choices in a free country. Well, free countries have conditions. It's not a do what you want country. It's a free country. You have freedom to make choices within the laws that society has imposed. You may not like it, but that's what it is. Why do people stop several car lengths back from the car in front of them in a light? Probably to give them space so they don't get hit and then driven into the vehicle in front. If you lose your license at G2 for a year, do you have to start over at G1? You'd have to take your G2 test again to renew, possibly. Was slapped with $100 for going 61 kilometers in a 50 speed zone at 2 a.m. Is that fair? That doesn't seem like the right fine amount. Was it an automated enforcement camera? Because if it was, then yeah, don't speed. It's absolutely illegal to speed. And if you speed and you got a ticket for speeding, that was appropriate. Okay, hang on. I see there's a question. I haven't seen the question, but I saw the answer. Yes, Dick inside. Oh, I can't believe I just started to say your username and almost got caught. Fantasy Island, you're absolutely. Oh my, yeah, okay. Occasionally, usernames surprise me, and you got me. It was not Love Boat. It was Fantasy Island. Oh my goodness, Teresa, what is your question here? Any chance there will be no shows this afternoon? Yes, Teresa. Thank you for bringing it up. Come here for 1 o'clock, 650 Dixon Road. It's the Toronto Congress Center. Come see me in the lobby, and we'll have a standby line. If first in, first out, first into, we've had empty spaces available at every single one. What we've been doing up until this session or this next session is saying, be close by, email me, and I'll call you. It's just not working. It's not enough time. 20, 30 minutes with best of intentions. Only like 3 or 4 people make it in to fill those spots. I'd love to have, 20 people. If there's 20 spots, you can just walk right in. It'd be so awesome. So if you want to take part in this afternoon's session, even though it's a totally sold out event, we've had cancellations where people, actually, we haven't even had cancellations. We had people just didn't show up. So if they don't show up and you're here, you will get their spot. Simple as that. Thank you for asking that. Why is there less cops on the road now? There's more cops. We are a bigger service. We keep growing, but we are under our regular staffing. Like we are under what we need to cover the city, because it takes time to train people, and there's people retiring, and we're constantly chasing that. We just put a class through. I think 150 people became members of our service recently. We have 150 people roughly going into the next police college class. It's attrition, it's retirement, it's so many different things. Okay. Schwinard says, you're not answering my question. Why not? I don't know what your question is. Oh, now I see your question. Do you drive 80 and an 80 exactly? I doubt it. I'm sure you go up to within 10 kilometers. I'm really good at doing 80 and an 80. Why? Because 2 reasons. One, I use my cruise control when I'm on a highway, and I sit at the speed limit. In fact, if I go to my speedometer, because of my tire size, I actually have 2 kilometers below the speed limit if I set it to the speed limit. So on my speedometer, I may be 2 kilometers over. On my GPS, I'm actually doing the speed limit. I choose to do exactly the speed limit. I choose to lead by example. Wait for the thing to go. I also have the benefit of children, and my children tell me if my speedo goes anywhere over the speed limit, even by a kilometer. I hear from it from the bosses in the back seat. But I am a big advocate of maintaining or driving safely and maintaining the speed limits. So no, you wouldn't be catching me going faster. Also, I'm pretty recognizable. It would be terrible to be caught on camera as the guy who says don't speed and be the guy who's speeding. So that's not me. If I'm in a police car, will I speed? Absolutely. You know why? Because I'm legally allowed to. I actually need to in order to do my job. If I'm doing traffic enforcement, I'm going to speed because I need to catch up to all the dingleberries who are speeding. I need to be able to match their speed, if not exceed it. And that's before I even get to the point of pulling them over and catching up to them, because they have to make up a speed differential. When I was a motor squad officer, would I do 175 kilometers an hour? Sometimes, legally permitted to. Personal vehicle, don't need to. So I appreciate your question, but I reject your allegation. U2 says, if I have a pet in the car, do I tie them in the back seat? Are they allowed to put their head out? Putting their head out is actually unhealthy for them. That's just an aside. But they should be tethered to prevent them from becoming projectiles in the event of a collision, to prevent them from interrupting or interfering with you as a driver. So yeah. They can't interfere with you because they become they crowd the driver, and they become a danger to you and them. Is it okay to drive with bare feet or slippers? You can legally. We don't suggest it. Do all speed reminders have cameras? As far as I know. Oh, back hurts. Can you get a ticket for driving too slow? You can. Unnecessary slow driving is the charge. Emma's back saying hi. The money you collect for giving tickets, does it go in your pocket? I wish I'd be a wealthy individual if that were the case. No, it goes to the province, and it goes to paying for all sorts of things, but it doesn't go to me. It doesn't go to police officers. It doesn't even go directly to the police service. It goes to the province. Somebody's being ignorant. You come in this country, you go, what? Oh, yeah, Frank, yeah, that is ignorant. But you're allowed your opinion. I just don't agree with it. This is I'm assuming a comment in regards to Sikhs who have an exemption for helmet use. If you had something that would prevent you from doing something you wanted to participate in because of something you believed in, and we told you no, and you're excluded because of that, and had to, no, I'm not getting into this argument. No, I'm not getting sucked into this. I almost got there. If you're a cop and you're off duty and they're speeding, do they still get a ticket? Technically, we're always police officers, but I would not be doing that as an off-duty police officer. It's not me. Could you be ticketed? Absolutely. Can you drive legally without a hood? If your vehicle was manufactured with a hood, you need it. If your vehicle was manufactured with doors or the doors weren't designed to come off, I'm going to say you need it. It's like taking the hood off the roof off your car. If it's not a convertible, it's not designed to take a rollover to support the vehicle. It'll kill you. Yeah. But if your vehicle is designed to have a removable doors, it's legal to take it off. I full-on raced drug units in Kelowna, and they cheered my car on. Good for you. I would have arrested you. Racing. No. Listen, if you're doing something on a track, that's what we're here for. Learn on the track. These are all race car drivers. All the instructors here are race car drivers, and they're awesome. First Star Mario says, radar was wrong. The guy on my left was going faster than me, and I was going the speed limit. I don't know what the original statement was. Well, I look for that. Jay Kerna says, saw a car covered in knickknacks legal? I don't believe so. I would have pulled that over. Any one of those became, well, it's just not safe. You hit a pedestrian with that, you're gonna destroy them. I wouldn't allow that car on the road. I don't know how it was not pulled over. Never see cyclists stop for breaking the law. That's country boy in Canada. I used to stop them all the time. All the time. It's amazing. If people aren't witnessing it, they assume it never happens. And it's fair because we're always where you are not, right? You never see a cop when you need one. It's a common statement. Truth is that we're there all the time. Another end says, glad to see you on. I am glad to be here. I just realized I haven't checked here in a while. The glare is horrible at night driving westbound on 401 just before 427. Barrier is, what is this? Barrier is low, incoming traffic close, and many people have white lights on, not calibrated properly. Improper headlights is a huge problem. Hang a second. What do I do? What is the question? I can't read that. It's too small. Maybe I can read it here. Waiting for the delay. What do I do if I go 50 and a 50 and another vehicle passes me and leaves me in the dust? Let them do what they want. You have no reason to speed just because they're being idiots. How do you approach driving while intoxicated on marijuana? You can stay in your system for 30 days. Can people be arrested for having trace amounts? You can be suspended if you're a learner, if you're not allowed to have any in your system, if you're a commercial truck driver and if you do a buccal swab with our device and test that you have some in your system, yeah, you'll get a suspension. In terms of impaired driving, you have to have signs of impairment. It's not just that you have it in your system 30 days ago. Okay. What happens if you get caught with a police radar detector? There are no police radar detectors. Oh, you mean a radar detector to detect police radar? Okay. Radar detectors are prohibited in the province of Ontario. Buying one, selling one, possessing one, transporting one, using one, they're all illegal. $170 fine, 3 demerit points. We have search and seizure authority, and if we believe you have one on you, we can pull you over and search your vehicle as well as everybody inside of it. Which really messes with people because they're like, well, they're going to find all my other illegal stuff. So if you don't want us to find all your illegal stuff, maybe don't give us the authority by way of your activity to make us believe that you have that equipment there. Jammers, same situation. Is it true if I catch someone on parked on bike lane and report a ticket, I get a percentage? In New York City, I think is doing that. Not here. That would be pretty cool if we did. Is it legal to drive with low beams on all the time? Not at night, but otherwise. Yes, it is legal. Day, night, doesn't matter. You can have your lights on all the time. There's no law against it. Apple CarPlay detects radar detectors? No, it doesn't. Apple CarPlay, if you are using Waze, will tell you social media reports of devices in use or officers in use, but it doesn't actually detect radar, nor does it jam stuff. So there you go. So Jazz says, if police detector is illegal, what about Waze app? Not illegal. It's not detecting speed measurement. It's just detecting. It's not detecting anything. It's accepting reports from other people about what's going on. Samara says that police are scared of Aboriginals. No, they're people. What's to be scared of? When not will low tint be pulled over? When not will a low tint be pulled over? I don't know what you mean. You mean dark tint, like illegal tint? We pull dark tint over all the time. Bikers have too much privileges in traffic? Do you mean motorcycle riders, or what do you mean? What is this? You get a nice ticket. Is it legal to drive with low beams all the time? No, we talked about it. Mike says cheeseburger. I can have a cheeseburger. When will not a 5% tint be pulled over? 5% tint, I'd pull you over as soon as I saw you any day of the week. Hearing police communications very loud, is that from you? I don't know. Do you mean people in the background talking? They're teaching behind me. What's your take on license plate covers that go over the yours to discover thing? I got a ticket. That's against the law. You can't have any kind of license plate cover, frame, or anything. Nothing can cover any portion of the license plate. Some police are nice and let you get off with a ticket. Those are the cool ones? No. The cool ones are the ones that give you a ticket because they might save your life. If you're talking about for speed and dangerous driving, the lucky ones get caught by cops who care about traffic safety. If we give you warnings, you just do it again, and then maybe you kill somebody. When it comes to a license plate cover, I'm pretty simple. You can take it off and destroy it there, or take it off and ensure that it doesn't go back, or you choose to leave it on and give me attitude and you get a ticket. You've already committed the offense. It's just a matter of getting the opportunity to get a warning. If you've been given a warning previously, then it's just a ticket. No option there. Oh, is it legal to leave high beams all the time? No. There's rules about high beams in when you're approaching other vehicles and so on. I think cops in Kelowna are just nicer. This is the person who raced you or raced cops. No, people are people, and people have different opinions on laws. We're pretty serious about traffic safety because we want to make sure people don't do stupid things on the road and take the lives of innocents. Is this sponsored by Ford? What I'm doing right now is not being paid by Ford. This event behind me is absolutely being provided by Ford. Ford Foundation pays for this event. Come on. There we go. Let's give you a different view. What you're seeing in your background is the Ford Driving Skills for Life program in action. We have students who are wearing drunk goggles, texting and driving. We have students who are learning how to deal with loss of traction. We have students who are dealing with changes up ahead and learning how to respond to changes in the roadway. We're doing all sorts of stuff. Jordan Wright Ford Foundation. I did not know that was the full name. Thanks, producer M. Shap. I didn't receive any email from Ford Motor Company. If you were talking about getting in on this event today, you may not be low enough on the or far enough up on the wait list from the cancellations that have occurred. But if you are interested in coming today and you're willing to take the chance that you don't get in, but it's worth the risk, come here for 1 o'clock, 650 Dixon Road in Toronto at the Toronto Congress Center. Come to the main office, be here for 1 o'clock, and you'll be on the wait list. And we've had like 20% of people just not show up and not have the courtesy to cancel. So you want their spot, be here, because what will happen when if they don't cancel and they don't show up, it burns the seat. No one gets in. But if you're here, we'll walk you in. I'll make it happen. What's the reason we can't have dark tint? Safety. You can't see in and we can't see in and you can't see out. Light or vision works on light. The less light you have, the less you see. Despite whether or not you think it's good enough, it's not good enough. And you need nonverbal communication opportunities for pedestrians and other drivers. Police officers need to see if you're wearing a seatbelt, using your phone. Making observations is kind of important. That's what we do. If you're preventing us from seeing in, you're breaking the law. Bobby Joe's coming? Good. We'll see you here. Thought you said that we would be driving Mustangs. Cabby says, I don't know if you can see this, but way up at the top left-hand corner, there are two Mustangs. They have it set up. It's doing. They're currently like drifting around at the top of the screen. Way up there, that right there, you can see my finger pointing. That's a Mustang. There are two Mustangs there. The Ford Edge are for the larger stuff, for the impairment scenarios. The Mustangs are set up so that they skid out. You're effectively drifting. Are clear license plate covers allowed? No, they're not. Will bikes and e-bikes, not motorcycles, get ticketed for going over the speed limit? Bikes and e-bikes that are legal, so bicycles at any speed can't get a speeding ticket unless they're in a city park where there's a bylaw for 20 kilometers speed limit. If you're talking about bicycles on the road, there's no offense for speeding. There could be careless driving, but no speeding. If you're talking about e-bikes that are conforming to the rules, they don't go more than 32 kilometers an hour, they wouldn't be eligible for a ticket for speeding because they're not speeding and they're not and they'd be considered a bicycle up until 32 kilometers an hour. If they were capable of going 33 kilometers an hour or more, then they're motorcycles and they absolutely can get ticketed for driving over the speed limit. Not to mention the fact that if I caught an e-bike doing 33 or 35 or 40 or 50 or 60, which we see all the time, they are motorcycles, no license, no insurance, and no, what else? No everything, no license plate. So no insurance is the big one. $5,000 to $25,000 and up to 6 months in jail. I like that one. Okay. What are lane splitting laws in Ontario? It's not legal. It's unsafe practice. It can be careless driving, stunt driving, or even criminal dangerous, depending on the observations made by an officer of what you're doing. Bobby, these are Mustangs in your imagination. That's funny. Are motorcycles treated the same as another car, or is it any difference? No, motorcycles are the same as any car. Obviously. Oh, it's a loud one. What kind of plane is that? That's not a big one. A big one. Just know that when you hit a motorcycle, they usually die. So treat them with caution. Is there a number to call for dangerous drivers besides 911 and the lines are on hold for hours? That's unfortunate if it happens. But no, there isn't another option. 911 is the emergency line. If that driver is putting others at risk immediately, 911 is the appropriate number and the only fast way to get through. And if fast is an hour, that's terrible, but that's what we got. What's the fine for a tampered defaced license plate? Ooh, you mean like actually defaced intentionally? That's an arrestable offense. That would be no set fine. I don't know what the range is though. If you forget your license, can you show it within 24 hours for no ticket to issue? No, we issue the ticket. It's $110. Insurance said by law they have to follow the police report. The insurance doesn't make the choices. That's baloney. Insurance companies determine their own fault. We make a suggestion based on our findings, but they may change the percentages of fault on their own. They are not dictated by what we do. If they're telling you that, they're telling you a story. The way to deal with dangerous drivers is to drive into them. That would be bad because that would be criminal for you. Spray painted plates is illegal. It's a modification. It's arrestable. In Ontario, you said in Saskatchewan. I don't know about that, what the laws are there. Can I keep a photocopy of my license? No. I mean, you can keep it. It's a bad idea. It's not valid. You can't give it to police. We won't accept it. If my license plate falls out without my knowledge, what happens? You should report it. If you don't report it, you can get a ticket for it. You should immediately get it replaced. If I get arrested, can I have yeah, right. That's just silliness, so we'll get rid of you. Goodbye. If I don't have my license card, but I have my number, is it legal just to get? You can give us the number, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't remove the requirement for you to have your card. Any talk of driver's licenses being digital? There was discussion, and it is going to happen eventually. But it's not there yet. They said at one point that they were going to have it ready for the end of the year, last year or the year before. Didn't happen. I've been talking for 2 hours straight. I just picked up a bottle of water now. What is this here? Do you guys... What? Hang on a second. I got to see what this question is. Something came in through YouTube. Actually, I'm going to take a sip of water first. Jason, you're very welcome. Keebs, you're very welcome. Okay, let's see what this statement is. Hang on a second. All right, let's try and see what these questions are. What's a good way to increase confidence in lane changes, such as checking side mirrors and over-the-shoulder checks? Does Ford driving skills help that? I haven't been involved with all of the sections, but I'll tell you, if you have the ability to come here and take advantage of the free training this afternoon on standby, then I would strongly suggest you take advantage of it, because this was an extremely expensive project for Ford to undertake. They do it in 40 countries. They pay for all of this. You're leaving money on the table if you don't get this training, and this is training that can help you. But in terms of ways to increase confidence, it's all about experience. This gives you some experience. It's the way to do it. You guys.
I get like 6 or 7,000.
Stephen Bell is asking me questions about something from Carnival. I have no idea. Okay. What to do on a crosswalk? If I'm creeping up, what is this? If I'm creeping up when there was no pedestrians, but now there's a pedestrian, it's not clear. Here's the deal. And Syrup, by the way, I'm not wearing sunscreen. I really need it, but I didn't put it on because I didn't plan ahead. Even though my wife reminded me, and I said to myself I was going to take it, I still forgot it. So what to do on a crosswalk? So this is a problem. Pedestrians think they have the right of way all the time. They don't have the right of way all the time. A lot of them get hit because of it. So you can't hit a pedestrian. If you have the opportunity to stop, you stop. You don't go through, because even if you're wrong, or even if they're wrong, you're still going to be more wrong if you hit them. So the deal is that you must do everything you can to avoid it. But if they're legally in the road, you shouldn't be crossing. If they're illegal in the road, they run into you. If you do happen to hit them, and it was not preventable, well, they're not responsible. It's still going to stink and sting. Hey, if you're watching, my name is Sean Shapiro. Hang on. I can do. Hey, if you're watching, my name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a police officer with the Toronto Police Service. And I talk about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff every single day. That's how I roll. And today I'm here at the Ford Driving Skills for Life booth, the simulated impaired driving section, where our Toronto police officers are here educating folks. And this is all done. Free training provided by Ford, and it's free. It's amazing. If you want to get in on this, if you want to come here this afternoon, be here by 1 o'clock to try and get into a space. What I'm talking about is the fact that it's sold out. It was sold out a long time ago, but some people didn't cancel. The waiting list never got notified. So we have empty spaces going into each session that are not being filled. If you want to be on the standby, show up here at 650 Dixon Road. Be here by 1 o'clock if you want an opportunity. No guarantee, but an opportunity to get in. So what, we haven't gone, maybe I should take a walk and bring you over to really playing. Oh yeah, this microphone's going to die really, really soon. Hang on a second. I'm going to throw different batteries in and see if this makes a difference. Maybe I can give you some extra time. Okay, you're going to hear noise. I apologize in advance. Okay, we have a full battery again. Nice. So I think if I want to, I said, yeah, I'll take the walk over. I will do that for you because I care, and I'll be farther away from the airplanes. Doing a little walk. Tripods bump into things. Okay, so they're driving with their goggles on. How's she doing? Not so good? So that's Willie, and he's an officer with Toronto Police Traffic Services, a motor officer. He's given some direction. Talking, now you'll see that you should be able to see from this distance that the driver is wearing drunk goggles, fatal vision goggles. Really messes with their ability to see. Simulates having alcohol in their system. Where I'm taking you is the Mustang side of things. Hang on a second. This is really not comfortable to walk with. I want to do this. Stand by. This should work. Hopefully you're not just looking at my head, the back of my head. But this way I can sling it over my shoulder and I can walk more comfortably. And if this is not pleasing, just know that you don't have to bear with it for very long. I'll be at the other end. Get up to you. Maybe I can do it like this. You see? This is not comfortable on my shoulder at all. Yeah, this actually hurts. The things I do for you. No, it's not comfortable. This is better. A little bit. Hello, hello. Get out of the way. Okay, we're gonna walk over and see what's going on the other side. My tripod's collapsing. Hang on. All right. I can stop now. All right. Finally, the Mustangs. I'll let you watch for a little bit. Politically Correct says, my understanding they can only pull your plate on commercial. No, they're going to pull your plate for any unsafe vehicle. Whole bunch of reasons. Anonymous, who can I get in touch with for helping sponsor this event next year? You know what? TURF, the Traffic Injury Research Foundation, is probably your best bet. If you want to reach out to me, I can put you in touch with them. Ford Foundation, you can support them. You can support TURF. But very least, depending on what you're planning on doing, I don't know what you had in mind, but reach out to me. I'll put you in touch with the appropriate people, and maybe you can help do some amazing stuff with them. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. CCLA.org. I'll check it out. How can pedestrian prove they were crossing the light and not ageist? What is this? You know what? Dash cameras are amazing for motorists. They really help. I don't think cyclists need or pedestrians need body cams just yet, but drivers need to protect themselves. Because everyone alleges it's the car, right? Maybe a pedestrian needs a body cam after all. I don't know. Sarah wants to know if I give out many tickets for driving too fast in the weather conditions. So this is where you should drive below the speed limit. How's it going? You heading over? You're heading over that way?
No, I just wanted to talk to you.
Oh, okay. We're live streaming. Are you okay being on air? We're streaming. They're pointing at the Mustangs. You're not on camera if you come over here, but people can hear you.
I'm Uber's top driver for Toronto.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So just wanted to say, come here to learn more.
Right on. Oh, you're an Uber driver and you were recognized as our top driver?
For 2 years. Yeah.
No kidding. So what do you do to qualify as top driver?
Top rated.
Okay.
Most compliments.
Nice.
And I've got 30,000 trips under my belt.
30,000 trips. That's amazing. And did they give you like an award for that?
I won a car.
You won a car?
Yeah.
Get out of town. What did they give you?
Nissan Pathfinder. Well, they took me to the Nissan dealership and I got to pick anything.
Wow.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, the good choice. A little higher. And do you use that for Uber, the Pathfinder?
Yes.
You do? That's pretty cool. I had no idea that existed. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So maybe we'll do something after. We can talk about it and we'll do a TikTok if you're interested. Okay. That's cool. I just met the top rated Uber driver. Was that right? Top rated? Yeah. Top rated Uber driver. Now that everybody on TikTok heard me talk about it, you're going to have competition. They're all going to want to be the top rated Uber driver. That is so cool. Akela Draconis, greetings and salutations, sir. I want to get closer, but I don't want to get hit by a car. George Shaddad says, is this training for something? This is training for new drivers who have their G1, G2, or even new drivers with their G, even some really experienced drivers, like we just spoke to, the Uber's most, what was it? I already forgot what her title was, what she won. Top rated driver who Uber just bought her a Pathfinder. I mean, come on, that's amazing. So what's the story with that? Well, hang on a second here. Oh, I messed up. The deal is that this is training to make people safer. Simple as that. This makes people safer, and it's free. And if you want to be on the standby list, come here to 650 Dixon Road in Toronto. Be here by 1 o'clock, and if there is space, I will squeeze as many people in as humanly possible into this course. It was supposed to be 81 spots. We had about 20% not show up over the last 3 segments, which means I called a whole bunch of people and tried to fill as many as I could. And we got a whole bunch of people in. So if you are interested in being one of those people for the next one that starts this afternoon, be here by 1 o'clock, 650 Dixon Road. Hello. People walking around. We're just watching Mustangs make a mess of the concrete. Are those V8 Mustangs? I don't know. Are those V8 Mustangs or 6-cylinders? Come on, there's no such thing as a 6. These are 4-cylinder turbos. Awesome. Thank you so much. I did not know. 4-cylinder turbos. They still make the wheels spin. Now, I don't know if you can tell right now as the car is going by, but it is there are casters, and those casters are making contact with the road. They're reducing the amount of friction or contact that the vehicle makes. So when it hits the gas, it loses traction very quickly, and that allows them to induce a spin of sorts. And that is how you get what you get right now. You get a car that slides all over the place, and they can talk about training and opportunities to learn how to control skids. Politically correct. I am. Oh, these things are chewing up the concrete. That must be a specific point that they keep hitting. But you can see where the road's getting chewed up there. What's the ticket for an illegal window tint? It depends on how illegal we're talking. If it's $110 for obscuring the interior of your motor vehicle, that's if I can't see you, that's going to be a ticket. And then if your driver view is obstructed, if I believe that's the situation, it's $110. If the vehicle is so dark that it's just simply unsafe, then I'm going to take your license plates and I'm going to give you a ticket for unsafe motor vehicle. I'm going to take your license plates. You're going to you're going to have to arrange for a tow because you can't drive away. Lost my red light ticket from a year ago. What do I do now? Did you challenge it, or did you just lose it and do nothing about it? If you did nothing, you are going to be convicted and have probably unpaid fines and maybe even have a suspended license. If you just have a court date and you're waiting but you don't know any information, oh, another plane. Hang on. Okay. Oh, challenged it and renewed my license. Okay. What's the fine for driving with a suspended license? It's no set fine. So it's going to go to court, and there's a range, and I don't recall what those numbers are. Unfortunately, what I used to look it up is currently being used by me monitoring the chat. If I put my windows down at a traffic stop that I was stopped for illegal window tint initially, would I be required to roll? Yeah, we can do inspection. We'll give you a direction. If you refuse to participate in a inspection, you're going to get a ticket for that. Can I mount my license plate because I can't get a wrench behind it? Can I zip tie it? Yes, you can. Is it illegal to drive my car with the daytime running lights cut off from the front and back? Daytime running lights are a requirement from the manufacturer. There's no ticket for not having daytime running lights that I'm aware of. What are the Mustang drivers learning? They're learning about skid control. Now they've got, instead of putting a water down on a skid pad, they have casters reducing the amount of contact the rear wheels have with the road, so it allows the vehicle to lose traction very easily. Abbas says, oh, okay, thank you for this. Very informative. Sure. You're very welcome. Hey, we do this Monday to Friday from 10 to 11. It's called Ask a Traffic Cop. You can go to trafficcop.ca, follow us on all our social media platforms. You can even listen to these as a podcast after the show is done. They get uploaded after the show. This one probably won't because it's like 2 hours long so far, and that would be ridiculous. Maybe I will just for giggles. But the deal is that we do this all the time. Toronto Police Traffic Services makes me available to you to answer your traffic and police questions because we want you to understand the law and understand safety so that you can make good decisions behind the wheel. We prefer that you never get a ticket because you're making good choices rather than having to resort to enforcement as a form of education. We do that. We have the Vision Zero enforcement team that go out every day to change driver behavior one ticket at a time, but nobody wants tickets. Is it lunchtime yet? I really hope so. It's probably a half an hour to 40 minutes away, but we'll be breaking soon. This is, I think, the last segment. Pixel says, it's Sunday, you live. Yeah, this weekend and next weekend, I'll be doing lives. This weekend is from the Toronto Ford Driving Skills for Life event that's taking place here at 650 Dixon Road, which is the Toronto Congress Center. And for anyone who was not here 5 seconds ago, if you're interested in jumping in the last session, we'll be starting shortly after 1. If you would like to be here for standby, be here by 1 o'clock at the latest. Get in line. I will put as many people into this course as I humanly can. As humanly possible. There's 81 spots originally. If people don't show up, I will make sure that someone wanting to take this training gets in. It's free, absolutely free. No sales pitch, no nothing. This is put on by Ford Foundation, and which funds the Ford Driving Skills for Life. The goal is to make you a safer, better driver for the better of all. And you know what? I love that. And the Toronto Police support it. And TURF, the Traffic Injury Research Foundation, is involved in it. This is all about good people trying to make you safer. And you know what? It could save your life. It could change your future. A lot of people don't have access to good training. A lot of people don't have access to professional race car drivers to provide you training. Why? Because this doesn't happen every day. So this is the only weekend this is happening this year in Toronto. Next weekend, they're going to be in Edmonton, Alberta. Yeah, I didn't say BC this time. And yeah, your last opportunity, your last ditch effort. The only way to get in is to show up here at 1 o'clock, 650 Dixon Road. Don't be late. 650 Dixon Road, Toronto Congress Center. I can to get you in the course if you're interested. I love that people are investing in their safety and their. That's a big deal. Are you home or at work? I am here in a parking lot at the Toronto Congress Center. I was off. Wireless mics are awesome, aren't they? Wireless mics are awesome because I can go sit in the shade, which is where I'm going back to right now, while you watch Mustangs go around. But I am here in person. Emma, no, I'm not having Harvey's. Yesterday I had cucumbers and sub sauce. And the contents, like the tuna from two sandwiches, two tiny, like 4 or 5 inch sandwiches. Austin James, what's happening? Zorking 101 says, I'd love to take a police driving course. This isn't a police driving course per se, but it is an amazing opportunity. Police driving courses are very cool, possibly the most fun you can have. Definitely worthwhile. But you got to join the police service. Ooh, cones be killed. What's the maximum height a vehicle can be raised? There's probably a number. I don't know what that number is right now. It's hot. I got nowhere to resource to look it up because I'm using the only computer I have to watch the chat. But the deal is that there's a maximum and a minimum height from the halfway mark of your headlights to the ground, and raising it over a certain amount is dangerous. And also the fact that you become a hazard to pedestrians in the event of a collision. You're going to kill them. That's bad. So raising your vehicle, if you're buying an off-road vehicle for doing off-road stuff, leave it off-road. Driving your on-road vehicle that can do mild off-road stuff, that's great. But leave your, if you're talking about serious off-road modifications, that's not meant for the road. We are hiring. What were we talking about hiring? Yes, we are hiring. Absolutely. tps.ca/careers. Everything you ever wanted to know. Michael says, I got pulled over on private property for honking, but she didn't give me a ticket. I don't know what they would give you a ticket for. Honking on private property is not against the law. More cones down. Yeah, the HTA has some charges that apply on private property, but others don't. Is it true that it's legal to tint headlights if it's visible from 50 feet plus? No. The deal is that it's 100. It needs to be discernible, according to the Highway Traffic Act, discernible at 150 feet, 150 meters. Sorry, not feet, 150 meters. That's a whole lot more. That's you multiply that by 3 for feet. And the deal is that discernible is subjective. The officer has to be able to see clearly that it's going from high to low, brake engaged to not engaged. Manufacturers don't make taillights to be good for 3 times the distance so that you can then tint them and still have them legal. So when you tint them, you're going to make them illegal. Does driver education courses reduce your insurance costs? If you're talking about new driver instructional long-term courses where you're spending in class and driver, they're approved by the industry, those do reduce the amount of time that it'll take you to get your driver's license, your D2. It'll also give you some credit with your insurance companies. This course will give you a certificate upon completion, but there's no guarantee that you'll be eligible for any discount. This is just good to know stuff that could save your life, and that's what this is all about. Insurance is a bonus. This is about actually saving your life, avoiding a collision. Okay. I'm driving straight. Should I slow down a bit for people lane changing left? You should always be courteous. And if you accelerate to avoid allowing somebody in, you can get stunt charges. Coming out of a plaza to ensure I don't get hit. If I'm driving straight, should I slow down a bit for people lane changing, left turning, or people coming out of a plaza? You have the right of way when it comes to people coming out of a plaza, but here's the thing: you can't predict what anyone's going to do, and you're better off being, cautious and not saying I have the right of way and just doing what you want, because then collisions happen and a bad day, regardless of who gets charged. You know, to fix your car and hopefully nobody gets injured. But she didn't even activate her lights undercover, and she threatened me with a ticket. Michael, I don't know what to tell you. The officer may have believed that was eligible, but if they're undercover, they probably weren't. How's it going? Good. They probably weren't traffic specialists if they were undercover. Just saying. Not to dig them, but is the Ford driving lesson class tomorrow as well? No, today's the last day. They will start heading to Edmonton, Alberta, because they have to be there for next weekend. So this is the last day. It was 4 sessions, Saturday, Sunday. That's it. If you're interested in getting in on the wait list today, you're done. You're all done? Nice meeting you. Everyone's finished. It's gonna be lunchtime. Let's go. So this is the last day, the opportunity for this year. It has been running for 4 sessions, Saturday, Sunday, and then it is done. Hopefully we'll get them back next year. It would be great to make this a regular gig in Toronto. I'm a big supporter of the efforts of the Ford Foundation's Driving School for Life. Stay hydrated. Yes. Saket Agarwal says, can we join today? Come here, 650. Come to 650 Dixon Road, the Toronto Congress Center at 1 o'clock. It is currently 11:30. Be here for 1 o'clock if you want to get in on the wait list. There's no guarantee that you'll make it, but your odds of getting in are significantly higher if you show up than if you don't. That's just how it works. If you don't show up, you are definitely not getting in. If you do show up, there's a very good chance that I will be able to fit you into a spot and you will be able to participate. All right, I'm going to break for lunch. It has been a while, 2 hours and 33 minutes. This might be a record for my longest live stream. But the deal is this. It is a pleasure to do this because I want to help answer your traffic police questions. I do it Monday to Friday. It's my thing. That's what I do. Ask a traffic cop, traffic services, Toronto Police. We're here for you. But this is a unique and special opportunity that you could actually come in and get some training last minute. 650 Dixon Road, Toronto Congress Center. Come here 1 o'clock in the lobby. If I can get you in, I will. Hope to see you soon. Have a good one. If I don't see you, we'll see you either later this afternoon when I stream again, or tomorrow, 10 o'clock when I'm in the office in the studio for a regular Ask a Traffic Cop. Have a great day.